my Instagram, and then he gave me a bunch of dice. But this was pretty sweet because I was looking at it going, these characters, I mean, 1980. I was 2 years old. Not to age you, John. I'm sorry. 2 years old.
That's not that much. That's not that much ahead of me, Terry. I'm sorry. I was only 8 years old, then 8, 9. So don't flex. That doesn't work.
But you can feel the heft to them because they are metal.
Yeah.
I mean, they're phenomenal. And so a couple of them are painted. So
does it say if they're like were the minis themselves? Because like TSR didn't make those. Were those Raul Partha?
This is TSR Hobbies.
I know. Yeah. But who made them? Because TSR never made minis. So the Raul Partha, Grenadier. Do you see any sort of annotation of who made them?
Let me look at it.
Yeah.
So
like I've got
Grenadier. Models, Inc.
Yep. So yeah. There you go.
So these are
original ones.
I plan on painting some of them because they have the original paint from 1980 in here too.
I don't think you should trust
I don't think those are good.
I want that. I want that, Terry. That's
You
awesome.
should take a shot of one on stream.
I mean, look at this
Just
guy.
let it sit in your water for a bit and then take a
Move my
shot.
head. Give me a sec. There we go. Look at this little guy.
Ooh, hang on, I need to pin your video again. Back it up just a smidge.
That's
Back
that's
it up.
actually pretty cool. And they didn't use Tester's paints because he's got matte. That's a nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, sure one.
Isn't the actress was saying that he uses a lot of metal minis for you, right?
Yeah,
John?
he does.
Is that right?
Yeah, 'cause
I like
he likes
the
the
feel
girth.
of the metal,
I
the
do
metal
too.
Yes.
minis. Yeah,
I do too. Now,
like
what
in
I will
game
say.
and stuff when you're.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I just said like in game, like when you're moving them and stuff like that. I like the feel.
No, I love the heft of the metal minis. Now, I will say some of the new resin or whatever they're made of, the detail on them even gets much more fine than what you get with the metal minis. So I like the detail on some of the newer minis. And then Hero Forge, they now have Gimbal. Thank you so much. Gimbal, not enough part support. The resin minis, the detail you can get with them is incredible.
Detail is very nice on the resin minis, although they're very fragile. I find like I'm more timid to drop them because they do snap a lot easier.
Yeah, so I've broken 2, including one of Evelyn's. The base is snapped on Irda, but that's okay. She still stands perfectly fine. So
yeah, you can glue it, super glue it back.
So are these, out of curiosity, I'm looking into getting into Elegoo 3D printing. Mm-hmm. Are these, so the ones that you've got that are resin, are they solid filled or are they hollow filled?
It's up to you. Some of the STLs are hollow. Some of them are solid. It's up to you. Some of them, like I said, like it depends on the STLs that you get. Right. Like I do have a couple, like the dwarves that I have, and I think I can't remember. The dwarves I have for sure are hollow. The beholder I have is solid. Like a majority of them are solid. You can print them hollow to save on resin and save on the printing time. But
and I don't mind the printing time. So the Elegoo is one of those reverse ones where it's the liquid that it hardens as it comes up rather than the
the one that prints out like that.
Yeah. So I don't mind the printing time. I'll put it in overnight and let it go. But it's something that I'm looking at getting into. I used to do 3D printing for my theater models at my previous institution because we had the ones that had spit it out from the top and built it up. But I love those liquid ones that kind of shoots it with the light and hardens it because the detail you get on those is phenomenal.
It's bananas. It's crazy.
Exactly.
And less error chance too compared to the other 3D printing one. Like you do obviously have like your issues and your whatever, but like that's kind of par for the course. But compared to the other one,
the liquid filament is so much better. Yep.
Yeah, the resin one is way better. You get way better details. I think a lot of people are pushing more to have STLs pre-supported instead of you having to pre-support them yourself, which kills a lot of time as well. Because then it's like the curing and then like the cleaning up and stuff like that. So it depends. Like I've gotten some models that like the clean job is like not the greatest, and then I've had some that were like absolutely super clean, like great.
All right, so I got to jump in. That's fantastic, and yes, we're getting lots of questions on the chat. And no, so Rory Gimbal, lead's not necessarily my favorite. It was my nostalgic favorite because that's what I started with. But I do like the heft of the metal minis. But as I said, I love the detail of some of the new resin minis. The stuff that you're getting from Hero Forge and other places is incredible. WizKids, their new stuff. They've got really good minis. Okay, so welcome Set Monkey, Mystical Unicorn Painting, Dragon Crafting Guild, Select Striker, Canadian Ancient Gamer, Maya Moore, Lord Fourth. I'm glad you got your new dice in the mail. Congratulations. And we're going to kick off now our pre-roll, and we start, of course, with our Greyhawk Awakening map.
Did you guys know that yesterday was Canadian Thanksgiving?
Oh, well, Merry Christmas.
What do you guys give thanks for?
Happy New Year!
What do the Canadians give thanks for?
Huh?
What's your Thanksgiving? What are you thanking for?
For the word sorry.
Yeah, they just
That's what we're
apologize the
thankful
entire
for,
time.
okay? That's what Josh was asking me earlier.
Hey, Retro Gamer! Yeah, give thanks for maple syrup and hockey. Yes, exactly, eh?
Okay,
And-
so seriously, I tell this to people all the time and they never believe me. We have a festival called Festival de Voyageur, and they build up snow on a thing, and then we pour maple syrup on it, and then we let it harden a bit, and we take a popsicle stick and we go like this, and then we go plop, 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 and we roll it and we eat it like popsicle. It's a legitimate thing.
I mean,
I've heard of that.
Can you make that plop noise again? That was great.
So can you wait till we're live with video and do that again when everybody can see you?
So Vivi, my dad went to a maple syrup festival, and he said it was one of the most
That was terrifying.
It's like he would be given, I forget, like thinking of something weird, like a hot dog, and it's just got maple syrup on it,
Yeah, they put
and he
maple
was
syrup.
just like,
But like salt, like what is that? Sweet and salty, like
Yeah, salty and sweet and savory.
sweet and savory. Thank you. Yes.
So, Vivi, somebody's asking about the name of the festival. If you could mention it in chat, they can hear.
Oh,
what you say.
festival. It's called Festival de Voyageur. It's in French.
Oh. So is it
Spanish.
Quebec? Is it Quebecian?
No, I'm not from Quebec, but they do have festival all over the place. All
Man,
connected.
what a great time we had with virtual Greyhawk Con last weekend. It was amazing.
Was that last week?
yeah, I was like, that was just last
I know.
Wow.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh, good time.
Festival
Oh, we couldn't-
de Voyageur.
Festival de Voyageur. Yeah.
Have you ever seen how many actual maple
Yeah. Like what Brim is gonna do today, and then there's gonna be like maple syrup all over the place.
So I had a
Syrup.
Over that battlefield, maple
I had
syrup.
a neighbor in Pennsylvania who actually made his own. Like he had maple trees on his property. He made his own maple syrup. It's like this looks really fun, but really involved, and I never want to do it ever.
Yeah,
It takes a long time, but you just have the tree. Literally.
I tapped that.
Today on Greyhawk, we save Gimbal. Just kidding. No spoilers. Kidding.
Just kidding. Brem is murdered by a half-orc.
No!
No, not murdered. Conquest. A fair vanquishing in hand-to-hand combat.
Then
I'm-
Shorewind jumps in, and he's murdered by the half-orc.
The Millie walks in.
No, then Millie and Lilith
No,
run
Millie
away.
leaves.
Lily's asleep, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we gotta wake her up.
passed out.
It's okay. Me and Winston and Millie. I will mount
We'll
Winston.
ride off into the sunset
and then-
together.
and then ride Winston into the welcome wench, up the stairs, knock on the door, and then Millie will open the door and she'll be on Winston in the hallway and be
I
like, "Get
love
on,
it.
we're going."
Okay, I love it. So you have to say that again if it actually happens.
I think Lilith will run up to buy them time, hit 3 trees in the nutcrackers, and then we'll run to get Winston, and the rest of that transpires.
So 888 said, save Gimbal, welcome. Extort, good to see you. Kiega, congratulations, good to have you with us. And then Steve Bloodwild is here with us as well. And let's do our last couple of sponsors that have commercials here, which include Cozy Gamer. We also have our first follower tonight. My name is Jeff Jeff2B. Thank you, Jeff2B, for the follow, and check out Cozy Gamer. Really cool dice, and I'm glad Lord Forth got his dice.
Crafting Guild one always puts me in like a pumped like.
As you should, yes, exactly. And so, since you said that, let's go Dragon Crafting Guild.
Yeah.
He's on tonight. These trades are awesome. Visit the Etsy channels of both Dragon Crafting Guild and Cozy Gamer. Support our sponsors. They're awesome. ECG. Guaranteed to more, not 20s, except not really. And thank you to John. And all right, we're kicking off. Boom! People can see you. Are you ready to be seen?
No.
Hello, all.
My background.
And thank you so much for joining us early. We're going to get right into the action here momentarily. You do see, of course, beside my fairly regular Atari shirt, I put this on maybe once a month on my stream. I have something else, some special adornment here, which is this ear. Stuck. This ear. I'm going to pull my mic off. Well, hold on, sorry, 1 second.
That's dark.
Yeah, it is so dark, and guess who's responsible for it? You think I did this?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Who did it?
Anybody want to confess? So
Evelyn, is that you?
This
No,
is
I could,
Gimble's
but I
ear.
didn't.
This is the ear of Gimble. And who
good to
wants
have
to
Gimble
confess to having procured and provided this?
I'm going to get
That's
a
I
brand.
feel like, yeah, I was like, that's a
No,
Terry
it wasn't
thing to
me
do.
this time.
Either I was like Evelyn or Terry.
That was
Between
totally-
those two, I'm like
Not
the
me.
two
It was
prop makers,
Josh.
You can't tell me.
Josh
It was Josh. I
did
had no
this.
doubt.
It was from Brim. He messaged me like a week ago and said, "Hey, I want to send you something." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not with cash. I don't know, whatever you want to send me." And then I get a severed ear in the mail. It's
Like now you know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what you send him this week.
Exactly.
I wanna
All
know
right.
what's gonna be next.
No, I'm not sending any more body parts from Gimbal. I don't want anything else in the mail. All right, so let's let's talk about what happened last time, and then we'll go player intros, and we'll jump right into what everyone has been waiting for the last week. All right, so let's start off with what happened last time.
All right. Well, last time we joined our heroes after they had transported themselves out of the temple and landed in the middle of the road, halfway between the moat house and Hamlet. We quickly, as we were making our way, talking about the situation with our dear missing friend Gimbal, we encountered a rider on horseback who looks like maybe dearer to some of us. Friend Galen, who rode up and greeted everyone. And after a bit of exchange of words, Thorwood and Galen's hands brushed, and there was a cold chill, and the disguise fell away, and it was revealed that in fact it was the Paling again. And combat ensued. Some good hits were made actually against this creature before, of course, he popped away again like he does so well. But the poor horse that had been terrified by this creature was collected by the Cavalier and horse aficionado and brought back with us to Hamlet. When we arrived in Hamlet, we made our way quickly to the welcome winch, though some activities did occur between us going back to the welcome winch and our time off the road. Please see our Discord for those activities that took place. Once we reach the Welcome Winch, we quickly learn from Osler Gundergate, the proprietor of the Welcome Winch, that Galen had actually been murdered, and they came across his body. Which,
Murdered how? Like, what were you told?
That his body was found and that he was stripped naked.
And there was a reference
and there
to
was claw marks.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
This was a little distressing to our friendly pirate friend, though she did not let anybody else in on that until later in the evening when she told Lilith a little bit about that. But the time passed. Shorwin spotted a half-orc in the tavern, and he immediately was like, I'm gonna go chat him up, because he might know something about my sister. So Millie actually and Ashrin took a seat at a table nearby, and as Shorwin had this conversation with the half-orc, Millie, of course, was eavesdropping because that's what she likes to do. Lilith continued on, separate from the party, to the Grove to go see her dear druid friend, Drew, who was missing. Nowhere to be found, though she did find a scrap of his cloak, which was covered in blood, and the blood was recent, but not of the same day. It had not completely dried yet, but it was still fairly recent. So she buried the tooth from the dog creature that we had fought in the temple, and brought the piece of cloak back with her. While Shorwin continued to have his conversation with the half-orc in the tavern, the half-orc revealed that he had actually heard of Githa when Shorwin mentioned the description of her scars and things, and we learned that Githa might actually be the female companion of one Stor Gorjol, the dragon rider that we encountered at the fort.
And by the way, the shocked look on all the player faces, that needs to be a meme. We got to pull that. That was fantastic. All of you guys looked like, especially Shorwin, he looked like he wanted to come through the screen and punch me.
I did.
And after that, the orc asked Shorwin if he could fight Brim. And Shorwin was like, well, I don't know if Brim's gonna want to fight you. He's not really much for fighting most of the time, but I'll fight ya. I like to fight. And the orc was like, but you're tiny and puny, and I want to fight someone big and strong. And Shorwin was like, well, I'll fight ya. And so he found the half-orc, who is very drunk by this point, concedes to be willing to fight Shorwin on the agreement that Shorwin might ask Brim to see if he would be willing to fight after all. And then Shorwin rejoins Ashrin and Millie at the table. Lilith then comes to the door and beckons Millie to her. She wants to talk. During all of this, however, Brim had gone upstairs. He had taken the horned necklace out of the chest that we had rescued from the temple, and he looked at it for a moment, threw it away, and ended up actually clutching the white bear from Tisa to his chest. He was numb, a little catatonic, and then spent that time sitting in his feelings. And then Lilith and Millie had gone up to Millie's room to have a conversation. While this was happening, Shorwin and Ashrin had a meal together, in which Ashrin said, hey, Shorwin, I don't know what you're doing tonight, but maybe we should talk.
I think she was a little more polite than that. She don't speak that way, like some strumpet. Why do you make her sound such master? She was a genteel lady.
The result is still the same. Just saying.
It's not about the journey, it's about the destination.
Shorwin rebuffed her and said, I'm glad we're friends.
I think he just delayed. I don't think it was a rebuff. I think it was a
We'll
maybe.
see about that.
I think Shorwin rebuffed her. And shortly after that, everyone had started to move up to their rooms for the evening's rest. Millie and Lilith were having that conversation. Lilith revealed that she still felt guilty about what happened with Gimbal, and then had shown Millie the scrap of fabric that she found. Millie asked her if Drew was okay, to which she said she didn't know, she couldn't find him. And then Lilith asked after Galen, which Millie then fills her in on the fact that Galen was killed. They sit in some quiet conversation for a little while longer. Lilith ends up dumping out all of her pockets, including the remaining sand that was in the pockets, onto Millie's bed. And then the sound of a arrow striking Millie's window casing, which she has become a little too familiar with, occurs. She looks out to make sure there's no one there, and finds an ear pinned to this arrow, which she quickly assumes is probably Gimbal's because of what it looks like. Lilith and Millie then gather everybody up to tell them about what they found, which Brim at that point confirms that it is in fact definitely Gimbal's ear. He would know it anywhere. And which sent Brim into quite a rage. Though he kept it in. He just said, I'm going to bed now. There was some tension. Millie was ready to just go fight people, which Shorewin talked her down. We needed a rest, practicing patience. There was a bit of a strange glance that occurred between Ashrin and Shorewin during this time, but everyone eventually goes back to bed. Millie stays up and does a little bit of embroidery, which is also in our Discord, so if you want to find out about that, go there.
Some really cool embroidery, yes.
And then the next morning occurs, everyone except for Millie is downstairs for breakfast, and at that time, Shorewin lets Brim know about the half-orc that wants to fight him, and Shorewin says he was willing to do it, but this half-orc was interested in fighting Brim, and Brim's like, I'm ready to punch somebody. So he wraps his hands, and he bursts out through the front door, and a crowd has gathered, and people are starting to place their bets, and the half-orc is like, I knew you wouldn't fight me, to Shorewin. He calls him a coward, basically, and then
I believe the word was like, it's okay. It's not going to violate our terms of service. Pissant, I think is what he called him. So,
and then calls out Brim and says that he's ready to fight. And Brim says some words that he couldn't say on stream, and that's actually where we ended our stream last time.
That's exactly where we.
Brim.
All right, so. Well done, as always. We're going to go through quickly our player introductions. We're going to talk about our giveaway tonight. Also, 2 other sponsors we didn't mention. The Frederica Draws, incredible, actually 3, Atris Minis. So let me pull up an example here for you of the work of Atris. And if you're looking at the screen now, you're going to see, for example, the totality of the Wayward Bolt. This is the work of Atris. He is a master painter. And of course, the man of the hour today is the mini, thank you for the sub, Statler97, the mini of Brim. And Brim, you had a bit of a thing on Discord, so I want you to talk about that as well to get our viewers caught up. But before we go there, we're going to talk about each of the PCs. I want to give you your level. If you leveled up, in the last couple of weeks, tell us about that. So give us your class, your race, your level, maybe something about your character. If you pick up new feats, new spells, new anything, let us know. And we're going to start with you, Millie.
Hello, dears. I'm Mary Millie Von Tomth. I am a half-elven swashbuckler. I'm now level 5. And, let's see, what did I pick up? Oh, yes, I now have my rapier training, which allows me actually to gain extra bonus on my damage rolls with my rapier, as well as, while I always wield a rapier, I gain the benefit of the improved critical feat on my rapier. Woo! So now I have an expanded critical range on my rapier.
Which means so for anybody that doesn't know, with your 3.5 system, thank you for the sub, 888. What does that mean? Expanded means what?
Now, when I roll a 19 on the die, that's a critical for me.
Oh, no, potential critical, right? Critical threat, yes.
I have to confirm.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
so the way
a 19
we
or a 20 on a die now is a potential critical.
Exactly. So the way we play criticals here on Blue Box you have to roll a 20 normally, and then you roll a second time to confirm a hit. So let's say, for example, you needed a 17 to hit or a 13 to hit. If you roll a 20, I say confirm the crit, and then you need to roll that 17 or 13 or whatever it is to hit to confirm the crit. Then you roll percentile dice, and that's when we break out the crit tables here, the ever mysterious Tim, vicious, nefarious crit tables. Now, because Millie has improved critical, which happens when you get to a certain level, she can actually have a potential crit or that threat range on a 19 or a 20. Now, the one qualifier is the 19 has to be a hit. So a nat 20 is always a hit, no matter what, right? So if the thing has an AC of 45, if you roll a nat 20, that's a hit. But if you roll a 19 and it's got an AC that requires you to have whatever your 19 plus bonus is higher, thank you, Ancient Gamer. We appreciate that. By the way, yeah, Josh is awesome. All of us are. And so I know I had an advantage that was given. I know Millie had one.
Millie and Brim should have one. I counted.
Yeah.
3,
Okay. Great.
While you guys were doing that.
So
And did everyone catch their all players catch their advantage during the Giggle Fit last week? Because everyone was given an advantage during the Giggle Fit last week. So I don't know if anybody.
Yeah, but Giggle Fits actually they wipe out all advantages.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
Dare you?
All right. Screw you.
Noted. No more Giggle Fits. I gotcha.
No, okay. Giggle Fits double advantage. All right. So anytime they happen, they double advantage if they're genuine, authentic. All right. Brim.
Yeah? Oh, hi. I'm Brimstone. I'm a level 4 half-ogre fighter. I'm 7.5 feet tall. I love milk. And the new feat that I chose last time was Great Cleave, which allows me to cleave unending amount of times.
And you picked up what from Brother Smith?
I recently went dropping off all of the armor and other weapons that we picked up from the Orc Stronghold, and I picked up my finally finished greatsword.
Great sword, shiny, gleaming, the crossguard spiked at both ends, steel polished to an edge, a glossy black pommel with a matte black scabbard.
He's so pretty.
All right, let's go to Lilith.
Ooh, Lilith is a wild elf Greyhawk druid who is a level 4, so now she has wild shape. So watch her as she turns into a magnificent horse and rides off into the sunset with Winston.
Woo! That's awesome.
Maybe, I don't know yet. We haven't seen Winston, so just give me a hot minute. Lilith likes to collect odd objects. She is now abstained from shiny things. Not for Millie though, but just for her own pocket
I'll take all your shiny things.
Yes, for her own pocket sake. Whatever. But I think that's it. Is that all?
And you got an advantage from Canadian Ancient Gamer.
You did. Canadian. So good. Thank you.
Really quickly.
All right.
Also, I just quickly, while Millie was doing her little intro, can I just applaud her for her quick talking while she was doing it, and then also throwing up the Discord creds at the same time without blinking a freaking eye. Amazing.
Okay, she is amazing, but this love between Millie and Lilith, which has created Millith, it's very who knows? All right, we'll see. All right, Shorewin. A Millith. Let's go. All right, Shorewin.
Indeed. I am Shorewin Dessel, level 3.
He's the newest player. Okay, so real quick pause. Blue Box, you don't get just standard level ups. You don't get the same XP. It's based on your combat feats, your role play, also based on winning MVP of the stream, which you, the viewers, also known as the Mad Chatters, can influence. Now, Terry came in later than the rest of the players. He's very close to level 4, but he's not there yet. And as a result, he's still level 3, even though we have a level 5 PC in the campaign. That's the way Blue Box works. You level up based on your deeds, your actions, and then also when you join. Go ahead.
But it mattered not, For if you do not want Winston to level, that's fine. That fine horse, he could be level 4 right now, but alas, we have not won an MVP recently. I'm not going to use Winston as someone who should be leveling, but it is as it is. Again, I am a cavalier, and my steed is fantastic. So fantastic that Lilith wants to take him home, but no, Winston continues to stay with me. And of course, my eyebrow brings all the lasses to the square. I am Shorwin Tessel. Remember me at the end of the evening.
Well played. And I think, and you also get an advantage. I believe Winston is level 8 on my chart here. So he's already outstripped all of you. And his comeliness is the highest in the party. So
100%.
He beats me by like
Also,
1 point, I think.
Enhanced by the braids and flowers in his
Yes.
Exactly.
That's like a +5 to comeliness right there.
100%. 100%.
All right.
Free Winston.
Oh my gosh, Phantom! Oh, I'm sad now.
You step outside as Brim bursts through the doors. He, without even meaning to, practically splinters the front door of the Welcome Wench. And there's a crowd outside. There is a cacophony of noise. People cheering. People, as Brim comes through. There he is! He's the half-ogre! He's a monster! No one can stand before him! And then you see also among all of them, and I'll put this up on the cam here for you all to see. And let me change the lighting a little bit better. You see this half-orc. He stands before Brim, the half-ogre, as all the townsfolk stand around. And there is an excitement, an expectancy in the air. The half-orc has just made his comment to the cavalier, referring to him as the cowardly pissant. As Brim strides forward, Gimble's ear still fresh on his mind, cracking his knuckles and flexing, we will resume. Brim, what do you do?
After hearing him call Shorwin a pissant, his eyes hone in on him, and he just runs in to just start with a Superman punch.
All right, so we're going to roll initiative, but before we do that, let me give you a sense again. So anybody that didn't see it last time, we got 2 images to show. So this is the half-orc standing full-sized. He's actually got a black ponytail pulled back, which you don't see on this pic here. But for the close-up face shot, let me show you what I have tonight. And this is courtesy of Christoph of Greyhawk Online and Orth Journal. This is his artwork. Christoph Nolan, I had no idea that he did artwork. This half-orc, his nose ripped off, the black ponytail pulled back, hair, muscles. As you go running at him, you see he drops into a stance, Brim, like you've never seen. He's assuming some sort of unarmed combat stance. His hands wave back and forth as you run at him, and we go to initiative.
Brim's gonna get the crap beat out of it. Okay. Okay. Ah, crap. That's a 6.
And the DM, no lie, a 6 as well. Roll again.
Okay. Come on,
I'll go first this
Guild.
time, so I got a 1 that time.
Dragon Crafting Guild, come on.
So I have a 1.
That's a 5.
Okay, you run toward him. He was ready for you, but he was not ready for your speed. In 2 strides, you were atop him. The townsfolk, all of a sudden the crowd is absolutely in a fervent, just utter, they're going nuts all around you. The half-orc, he reacts to your charge. Roll to hit.
Dang it, I didn't say it beforehand. I miss. I completely miss.
Well, you don't know what his armor class is. Tell me what you rolled.
That's if I'm just using my base attack bonus plus my strength, that's going to be an 11 to hit.
Okay, all right. So to help our viewers, This is Brim. Brim, wave at the viewers. This is the half-orc. You have actually Brother Smith. He's standing here watching just behind. You see all the townsfolks. You see the serving lady from the Welcome Wench stands there. You see Lilith just outside the door of the Welcome Wench. You see Ashrin, her hands clutched to her mouth, just looking terrified as she watches what happens. You see Shorewin swaggering a bit, clearly not concerned with what he was called moments ago. And then you have Millie, who just, what's Millie doing?
She's asleep still.
Oh,
remember?
she didn't come up. That's right, I forgot that. Millie is missing this whole thing. And the rest of the townsfolk. You run forward. Brim, you feel the strength and rage in your fuse. You swing once. You get a second blow with your other fist. Roll to hit.
Oh, cool. I will use advantage. Because you got to say it the first time, and that'll be a 16 to hit? Yeah, 16 to hit.
As you rush forward, you see this gritty, hairy, thickly hued half-orc. He ducks under your first blow. He knocks away your second blow, and then he puts both of his hands to your back as you run past, and you dodge out of the way. As he tries to hit you, you recognize what he's doing. You flip positions. So now he's on this side, you're on the opposite side. The crowd, oh, look how quick he is! Initiative.
Right.
DM has a 3.
I have a 1.
He rushes towards you. You've never seen this kind of motion before. The way he moves, this is clearly some sort of a martial capability he's developed. Hands-free combat. Elbow, knee, come up and... You block the first blow. As the elbow comes up, you knock it out of the way. He's still a foot taller or shorter than you, even though he's tall and big. To you, he's very small. You knock that first arm away. As you do so, he comes up, he catches you under the chin with an elbow. As your head snaps back, you take 3 points of damage. You feel your head swim, and then a knee comes to your groin. And you take 4 points of damage as a knee strikes you in the groin.
In the groin?
In the groin, like fully in the sack. All right, you feel you have been hammered. The crowd erupts. Woo!
Lilith will poke her head through like the people and be like, "Don't fight dirty!" And then like slink back.
Okay. I'm gonna go forward with a, not a drop kick, but one leg kick with my right, or actually with my left. And using advantage.
Okay, roll to hit.
Dirty 20 to hit.
That hits.
Finally. What is my damage?
So roll a d4 and add your strength bonus.
Cool. Ooh. That'll be 6 damage.
All right, Brim leaps forward. He kicks out, and Brim, your kick, even at your just above your waist, hits him right at the base of the neck. His head snaps back. He chokes. He falls back away from the blow, but he is not stunned. Nat 20 on the die. He leaps forward to you, and he attacks. You take a blow. He reaches up right to the chin. You take 5 points of damage. Boom! Your head rocks back. The rest of the party, anyone doing anything?
Lilith will kind of look around in the excitement and try to see if she can see Millie. She notices that she's not there. And she'll kind of come towards, walk towards Shorewin.
Shorewin's actually going to start to remove his armor.
Wow. Okay. So as you look over at him, Lilith, you see Shorewin pulling off the leather strips of his greaves and his breastplate. Brim, you're getting lots of advantages. The viewers are on your side.
Use them.
And he's pulling off the pieces of his mail.
Sherwin? Have
Yes.
you seen Millie?
I do not believe she came out with us, no. My assumption was that she was still preparing for the day.
Oh, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go check on her.
Of course.
And Lilith will take like another quick peek at like what's kind of going on at the fight before she heads up.
All right. You turn your head. You look over as you see Brim rocked back, and the half-orc closes on him. He snarls, "I knew you were nothing but a big lump of meat." And you duck through the door. Thank you for the sub, Bill, and we go to initiative.
Question, John.
Yes.
So do I get 2 attacks in combat or just 1 depending
So
on
if you're
what I do?
punching, you're going to get 2. If you're doing
Okay.
something like a kick, you're going to get that full damage bonus. That's going to be 1.
Gotcha. Cool.
And the DM has a 3 on the die.
I have a 3 as well.
Roll again, sir. DM has a 5.
I have a 6.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you close Brim, blood trickling from the corner of your mouth. You see the half-orc, he's kind of bobbing a bit. There's a cockiness to him. You are more flash than substance.
He's gonna do 1 jab with advantage. And that'll be a 23 to hit.
That hits. So you pop a jab out. You snap his neck back. Roll damage. Again, so it's going to be a D4, divide by 2. So 1 to 2 plus strength.
So I got a 4, so it'll be a 2.
2 plus strength.
5, so 7 damage.
7. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Bam! You snap his neck back. He's rocked back. You have a follow-up blow. Your second punch.
Yep.
Shorewin yells at that blow. How is that for flash, my friend?
And then trying to lead his head to my right. Jab 1 to knock it to the side. He's going to come around with a hook to get close.
Roll, please, sir.
28 to hit.
28?
Yes.
28. Yeah.
28. That is a hit for sure. Roll damage, please.
At half of 1
Uh-huh.
is 0.5
Yep.
plus 5, so 5.5 damage.
Boom, boom! Your other blow comes across the top. He was trying to cover. You just pushed right through his guard. The strength of Brim, too much for him. You smack him in the side of the head. He staggers back. He leaps forward back at you, still quite alert. And he grabs both of your arms. I need you to roll and roll D20, add your strength bonus, please.
Can I use an advantage?
Yes, and I'm also using advantage.
Damn it.
Just need to type more.
Thank you, Ancient Gamer! What was the roll?
Just my strength bonus? Would this be a fortitude save?
No, your strength bonus plus your
Okay.
D20 roll.
Okay, that'll be a 23.
Dang, I wanted this to work out differently. He grabs both of your arms. He surprises you with his strength. He pushes up against you, and then Brim, you just show me what you do.
He pushes up, so he's coming up to my level with his feet or with his head?
No,
or
with his hands.
anything?
He caught your hands with his hands. He thought to push you back, and you saw the veins and the muscles swell on his arms. He meant to show you he was stronger than you, and he's not.
I want to just grab, so he's grabbing on my hands. I want to just throw him behind me. Just full.
Brim, You all see this, not you, Lilith, you've walked back inside. Not you, Millie, you're still in your room. Shorewin. You see, along with everyone else, you see Brim lift this heavy half-orc over his head. He flings him behind him. He lands right by Brother Smith on the ground. Thunk, thunk, thunk. And...
Is there a random villager next to me?
Yes, there are plenty of
Good,
random...
I'm just going to poke one and say, ha, he's an orcish catapult, isn't he?
All right, Brim, as you spin around, I'm going to make a con check here, and... He lies flat on the ground. Blood trickles out of his mouth. He looks like you've knocked him unconscious.
DM, what would it be? What save would it be for Brim to stop?
Ooh.
Because he doesn't want to stop.
Oh, okay, all right.
I see where this is going.
I know what you're asking, so let's make a roll d20, and it's going to roll under your wisdom. It's going to be a wisdom check.
Okay. Nope.
What'd you roll?
That's 13.
Okay, and that's
7.
all right. So Brim, you see his body, blood trickling out of his mouth. He's limp on the ground, and Brim does what?
He still looking, and I would say anyone who is watching sees him just stare, turns around, not even stops to check, and just
All right, DM question.
Yes.
goes to kick.
As I see him running towards him, I'm assuming I noticed that the orc is unconscious, correct?
Yes, you do.
Is there, am I quick enough to get there and just grab at one of his arms? I know I can't pull him back. I don't have that strength.
No, you don't. And so, I'll tell you this. So you run forward. Again, you can see here, if you're looking at the map, Brim, of course, is literally 3 feet away. For him to put a kick toward the head is nothing. You have about a good 10 to 12. So you're going to start running toward him. Depending on what happens, you may be able to get there. Brim roars. Roll to hit, Brim.
Using advantage.
Come on, miss. But tell me you didn't crit. Please tell me you didn't crit.
Did you roll a
friggin'
nat 20?
He critted.
He rolled a nat 20? Okay. Roll a confirmation. Oh my gosh.
Let's hope this doesn't confirm then. I can't get there quick enough.
I can't do this. Oh.
No, I think you just did, because he's unconscious. Like his armor class, he's laying on the ground, armorless, no dex.
No, it doesn't.
It's
It doesn't.
okay.
I was like a 16.
Oh yeah, that confirms the crit for sure.
Oh,
Wait, that
geez.
does?
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
he's
He's lying on the
unconscious.
ground.
He's unconscious.
He has no armor. He's unconscious. He's got no dexterity bonus. He's not moving.
I'm sorry. I'm used to.
Okay. Roll percentile dice and add. I'm gonna have you add 20 to whatever the roll is, because he is utterly incapacitated.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna bring up the unarmed crit tables here.
Roll low. Roll the lowest you've ever rolled.
Ashton, please be close by.
I don't know where she is.
She's right here. You can see her. She's right
right
here.
beside
She
Shorewin.
watched Lilith run through the door. She watched Shorewin. She kind of did move forward when she saw Shorewin with most of his armor pulled off charge forward. She was concerned, but she's not close enough to do anything at this moment. What was your percentile roll?
That's a 60.
A 60?
Come on.
Okay,
Can't
was
you
that
roll
with the
garbage right
plus,
now?
or just that was a nat 60?
60 flat.
Okay, so plus the 20 because he's incapacitated. Oh, and you were kicking, and so it's an 11 to the head. The Tim crit tables, exactly, he did. Oh my gosh. Oh, so unarmed. So I go to the unarmed crits. I go to head. where you struck, and I go
Well,
to.
I was trying to strike in the rib cage. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll go.
I was trying to go for
no,
that
it's
full,
fine.
like,
So you
middle
were,
of
but you're
body.
But you're 80, right? So you're 60. So your 80 is a. So if you look at this here, it's a head crit. So you kicked for the ribs, but in your rage, you did not hit the ribs. You hit the head.
I can't get there quick enough.
All right. So it is a powerful blow to your opponent's chin. You snap his jaw in several places. He is knocked unconscious at a minimum. The jaw would have to be wired shut, but you need to make a damage roll and do it ×3. And I've got to make a save here for him. So roll d4, multiply it ×3, then add your strength bonus, and I'm going to make my saving throw for him here.
Am I allowed to use a advantage to try and go with the lower die?
Yeah, you can do that. For sure. Yeah.
Okay. I swear they're both gonna be 4s now.
Hey, marked views.
Jeez. They're both 4s?
3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. All right, so 3 × 3, 9, plus strength, 5, 14. Plus the save. Oh my gosh. Brim, your foot catches his chin. You feel it snap in several places. You drive the bones up into his skull. His neck snacks back. Blood spurts out of his mouth. His body twitches. The crowd. Everyone goes silent.
Except for Shorewin, who yells, Brim, no!
There's a murmur on the street.
As his pupils come back to him. He looks down at the body.
Blood is streaming out of his mouth. One of his eyes has popped out of the socket where it was driven up through the cheekbone, the mandible crushed into the eye socket, head lolling over. Ashrin, she runs up, she grabs your arm. It's okay, Brim. You did what you had to.
Ashram, heal him.
She looks down at him. She steps away from you, and you just see sadness in her eyes, and she shakes her head.
Shrin,
As he's gonna kneel down and start trying to tear off his hand wraps and start to try and put it on the blood, and his hands are now shaking, and he lifts the head of the half-orc.
Ashram, please.
And you hear her, she kind of racks a sob as she comes behind you. Brim, if I could, I would, but... And even as you pick up his head, it feels like a bag of marbles. You can feel the broken bones, the snapped elements of his entire skull, his jaw like a puzzle piece, just riven. One eye pops out of the socket. Blood spurts out of every orifice of his head. You have crushed his skull beyond recompense.
Shorewin's gonna run up to Brim, grab his arm. He asked for the battle. You brought him the battle. We have to go now. There's nothing else we can do.
Some of the townsfolk, you see there's a mixed reaction. Some of them are just sort of politely cheering, like they understood. Others are kind of stepping back, like, what is this? This was something they've not seen before. This is, in Hamlet, a street fight, meant to be a challenge of men, a civil code. And what happened here, to see this man unconscious, have his skull crushed. There are several of the townspeople that way back, so I go back to episode 1 and 2, they looked at Brim a certain way, and Brim had started to gain their favor. Now, you see an even stronger look of fear and shock in many of their eyes.
Would Shorewin notice this change in these people?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're right there. You see all the same things happen.
Right.
Ashrin clutching at Brim's arm. Lilith, you're going up the stairs to get Millie. Brim and Shorewin, you see this.
Question, DM.
Go ahead, Lilith.
Would I have heard Brim's yell?
Roll D20 for me, please. And I have your perception at a 4, correct?
It doesn't matter. Roll the 2.
Okay, all right. No. So you were rushing up.
Nothing.
The creaking of the footsteps on your way up the stairs of the Welcome Wench, you did not hear that.
Again, I'm going to pull at Brim's arm a little bit and say, Brim, we need to go.
Brim.
Why did you do that to him? He was unconscious. That's not right. You see a heavy-set woman. She kind of sidles up. Ashrin pushes her away, but as she comes up, you see there's like an accusing finger.
Brim loses the fear and sadness to his face, makes slight eye contact with Shorewin, shoves Shorewin away, stands up, and it's not in his eyes. But in his face, he gets this. He gets the smile.
And he's like, yeah, the ogre wins. He asked for the fight, and I brought it to him.
You see.
Anyone else?
You see the townsfolk begin to slink away. The woman with her finger in your face, she drops it quickly. She's not that bold. And in moments, Brother Smith, he walks over to you, Brim. He just puts a hand on your forearm, says no words, and then walks on. The rest of the townspeople, they slowly begin to recede.
I try not to look at him.
Soon, it's Brim, Shorewin, Ashrin standing in the alley outside the Welcome Wench as all the rest of the townsfolk move away.
Go ahead, Brim.
And I wouldn't know this as Brim, but the little dude that was hanging out with the half-orc, is he around?
No. You did see him from the corner of your eye. He sprinted away. Thank you for the sub, Gamer Adjacent. Gift sub, Machik. Thank you, Machik. We appreciate that.
Do I know if there's a graveyard in town?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I'd like to scoop up his body. I'd like to take out the leather that I have in my pouch, the long leather kind of sheet or whatever. I'd like to cover his body with that leather, and I'd like to scoop him up and go the absolute, most out-of-town way to try and get to that graveyard.
All right, so you know there's a proper graveyard close to Jeru's Grove by the Church of St. Cuthbert. You know there were also some graves dug halfway toward the moat house on the opposite side of town. Which way do you go?
I'd like to go to the formal one, the one in town that's nice.
So you see this Shorewin, you see Brim turns, he carries the body of the broken half-orc on his shoulder.
Shorewin's gonna go back to his armor, start putting it back on, and once done, make his way back into the inn to find Lilith and Millie.
All right, so let's skip to Lilith now. You've reached Millie's room. You knock on the door.
She wouldn't knock. She would just listen intently. Just after her conversation with Millie, she's just going to listen at the door. She won't knock.
What does she hear, Millie?
She hears soft snoring coming from inside the room.
That's all she wanted to hear. So with the sound of her soft snoring, she's kind of a sense of relief kind of comes over her, and she's kind of like, and then like backs away and returns downstairs to watch the fight.
All right, as you come downstairs, you walk through, you see Shorewind coming through the door, kind of fastening his armor on, a stricken look on his face, and there's no sounds of the crowd outside.
Is it done?
Yes, Brim. There was a rage in his eyes, a rage I had not seen before. The half-orc is dead.
Excuse me?
He knocked the half-orc unconscious and then finished him with a blow to the head. We have to go.
And Lilith will kind of grab your upper shoulder. Where is Brim now?
He had taken the body. I'm not sure where, but we have to find him and go.
Okay, let's find him. Millie's sleeping. Let's just leave her be for now. Let's go find her. Find him.
All right. You hurry out of the inn. Ostler is behind the bar. He never left to watch. You just see a sadness on his face as he's polishing a mug. You run outside and it's unmistakable. You see the form of Brim with a body slung over his shoulder heading to the south toward the Grove and St. Cuthbert's.
Lilith will run up to Brim and just put her hand just at his side. Brim? She's trying to look at him to make eye contact, see if he'll make eye contact with her. Nothing?
Just walking.
So you touch him. He doesn't acknowledge you. You see blood dripping down the side of his body. You can actually see the half-orc. His jaw is hanging loose. Bits of bone and teeth dangling out of it. One eye kind of falling out of the socket. As you touch Brim, his muscle, his arm is like steel cord, and he makes little reaction.
She'll walk beside him at a normal distance, and she'll just kind of keep an eye on him as she walks beside him. She'll look at Shorewind and just kind of make eyes and just kind of be like, let's just not say anything and we'll just follow him.
And Shorewind's actually going to, after making eyes with Lilith, is actually going to kind of step back and just kind of keep an eye on the area and keep an eye on Brim as we move forward.
As you see Brim, he steadily walks down the road, and you look around. You do see occasionally townsfolk peering out from windows, furtively glancing from behind doors, but no one comes to confront. No one steps outside.
Based on Lilith looking at Brim, how injured does he look? Do I have to roll for that to see how?
No, it's not hard for you. You don't need to roll.
Okay.
You can look at Brim. You see he's got a little bit of blood trickling down his chin. He looks like he's taken a couple of punches, but not much for Brim. He looks quite healthy.
He looks still quite healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then she'll just follow beside him wherever he's going. And I would know that the area well enough to know that he's probably going somewhere to bury the body, correct?
You see him heading toward the Church of St. Cuthbert. You know that the Grove, where you look for Jeru, which he was not there, but he's headed that direction, yes.
Okay. She'll kind of fall back with Sharon a little bit, enough to where, like, Brim is a little bit out of earshot. You talked to him last night, didn't you? The half-orc?
Yes, and one thing you'll notice is as he answers, you can see that his focus is not necessarily on what you're saying. Yes, I spoke to him he spoke of my sister.
Does he know where your sister is?
He mentioned that she was the wench of
The wench.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hold on one second. I'm just double checking my notes. Isn't that the worst? Of the orc that we fought at
Storgajol.
Orgashol?
Yeah, and you can see the entire time he's saying this, he is not focused. He is there is about a million things going on in his head regarding everything right now.
Lilith grabs Shorin by the wrist and kind of halts him. And she kind of turns to kind of look to try to meet eyes with Sherwin again. Sherwin?
This is my fault.
What is?
Okay, real quick pause. Millie, you wake up. You're in the inn, and it's not a noise, it's not a sound, it's a stillness that awakens you. You sense something amiss. As you sit up in your bed, you don't hear the sounds of the tavern, you don't hear the bard playing, you don't hear the noise of people, you don't even hear footsteps in the hallway. It's deadly silent.
And Millie's confused for a moment. She looks towards her window and makes sure, because she remembers seeing the sun starting to come up, and make sure it's not, she hasn't slept through the whole day, but she looks and sees the sun's up now.
Yeah, it's mid-morning.
She seems confused. She takes a moment. She goes over to her table where she had laid her hat last night. She puts her hat on. She pulls her coat on and her armor and everything. Is there a mirror in the room?
Yeah, there's a piece of polished steel that sits above a basin. Mm-hmm.
She goes over to that and she, makes sure that her hair is okay. Notices this stray piece of thread that was stuck to her face from where she had fallen asleep on her sewing. Wipes it away. And then she takes what she had been working on, stuffs it in one of her coat pockets. She puts on her belts and her scabbard sheaths, all of her weapons. And she's going to step out into the hallway and kind of look curiously down the hallway, and then make her way to the stairs and go down into the tavern.
As you do all this, you walk down, and again, the hallway's empty, the stairs are empty. As you walk down, you see the welcome wench is devoid of patrons. Ostler Gundigut stands behind the bar. His wizened face looks very sad. As you walk through, he just shakes his head and goes back to the cup that he's polishing.
And at that expression, Millie's going to be really confused, and she's going to walk quickly to the bar to stand in front of Ostler and say, "Ostler, dear, something. What is going on? Everything seems."
Your friend, the kind one, he always liked milk and was good to everyone. He had combat with that bastard Three Trees. It did not go well, and instead of mercy, he crushed his skull, and the townsfolk have fled. He's outside somewhere. Not good.
And Millie is extremely visibly confused because she remembers that Shorewin agreed to fight him the night before. She had overheard that, so she is completely wondering what has transpired. And she just kind of gives Ostler the most like thankful look, like genuine, like but he can see that she is just completely thrown off, and she says, thank you, and she just quickly steps away from the bar and goes towards the front door. And I would like to see if I can tell where everyone has gone to at all.
Okay, so you rush out the front door. As you turn away, you see Officer. He nods at your words. He continues to polish the mug that he holds in his hand. I think the gnome was very important to your friend. Stating the obvious, you burst through the doors. You look outside. The streets are empty.
Before, by the way, before she goes out the door at Oslo's words, she'll kind of turn and just say, not just to him, and then turn and go out.
You step outside, and yeah, it's not hard for you. You kind of look to the left, you look to the right, and you see in the distance, heading down the road, the dust coming up from Brim's feet. He's a good 500, 800 yards down the road, so he's small in the distance, but still Brim and still big. He's got something slumped over his shoulder, and you see Shorwin and Ashrin tagging along. You see Lilith running behind a short distance beyond all of that, trying to talk to him. And we're going to come back now to Shorwin and Lilith.
Shorwin? She's trying to meet eyes with you.
He takes a moment and looks at her. This is my fault.
It's not your fault. And then she takes both of your hands in her hands and looks at you. You're looking for your sister, correct?
He nods.
And what we know is that she's alive.
The half-orc, he challenged Brim, but I told him that I would fight him. I said that I was unsure that Brim would fight him. I've seen Brim fight, and he's ferocious, but I also know he's gentle.
You hear footsteps behind you, and you see Millie hastening to catch up. Brim still stolidly walking as though he hears no one, the body over his shoulder. You're now mere perhaps 150 yards away from the graveyard beside St. Cuthbert's.
It was not your decision to make. He made those decisions, not you. He chose to fight Brim.
I am a cavalier. I am a knight. I allowed someone else to fight for me.
Ashrin, she leans over.
But it could not be your fault. He called out Brim to begin with. He wanted to fight Brim.
Shorwin shakes his head. It doesn't matter. When a cavalier is challenged, a cavalier fights. When a cavalier challenges, a cavalier fights. I took the easy way out. I knew Brim could easily defeat that half-orc. I've seen him fight.
Brim, are you saying anything? Sorry, go ahead, Shorin. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It should have been me there. And Shorin just kind of hangs his head as he continues to walk.
Brim is silent. Millie, you hear this exchange between Ashrin and Shorwin. Lilith tagging behind Brim, walking stolidly along like no one is around him.
Just stay with Brim. I'll catch Millie up. Sure.
Sherwin nods and continues to walk.
And Lilith will, in meeting with Millie, you can tell on everybody's faces kind of the mood. She'll kind of catch up Millie with all the events that have happened, with Brim specifically, not about Sherwin's sister yet. It's not good. I missed it. I was looking for you. Just wanted to make sure that you're okay. But you were sleeping. But apparently it wasn't good. Brim hasn't said anything. It's much like that last time before when he disappeared off. I think we just best to follow him and help any way we can.
Also, briefly, what happened briefly, and just nods and walks next to you.
Were you able to get some sleep, Millie? Okay. And then we'll just kind of press forward and walk alongside, can try to catch up with Brim.
Yeah, so you're right beside Brim. In moments, Brim, you arrive at a graveyard in Hamlet. Thank you, Canadian Ancient Gamer. Man, thank you so much. You arrive at the cemetery. There are hundreds of graves beside St. Cuthbert's. Blood streams down your body from the half-orc.
Brim will turn towards the temple, and is there... he'd like to go up to the front door, where he was literally just at the temple last night, getting healed up and praying for clarity and peace, and found none. As he returns to the temple once more this morning with much more turmoil, much less clarity, and much less peace. He will try and lift a hand up from how he's carrying the orc and knock on the door.
All right. As he does this, anyone else doing anything?
Shorin's just going to find a spot to kind of just out of the way near the entrance to kind of keep an eye on the surroundings.
All right. As you knock, heavy thunk on the door. You hear a voice inside. Oh, I'm coming. One moment. I'll be right there. You see Brim. The door pulls open. As it pulls open, you see a man stands there. He's got brown robes. He has a hat, sort of a clergy look to him. The stained glass windows of St. Cuthbert's let light in from the morning sun on either side. His eyes go wide, and I'll pull him up here on the cam. His eyes go wide when he sees you standing in the doorway with a body slung over your shoulder. Oh, what has happened?
By this point, I would have liked to have had the orc in my arms, if that's at all possible.
Of course.
If not, then yeah.
Of course
Okay.
it is. Yeah, of course.
Unless, Father, there's been a death. How much would it cost to bury him if no one else comes for him? His name is Three Trees. A half-orc fighter, it would seem.
What? A death? What happened?
I killed him earlier.
He steps back. All of you are hearing this. Anyone saying anything else, or?
Lilith will
Shorin's
kind of
silent.
Lilith will just drop her head when Brim says that.
Ashwin steps forward.
He challenged him. He asked for it. Brim did what he had to do. It was not something he...
Ashwin. And he finally kind of looks back. And not tears, no nothing.
No matter a duel, it doesn't change the fact that I killed him. There's no recompense I can make other than trying to ease his way into the next life. As I already sent him there, I might as well help bury him.
And he looks back towards the father.
All I ask is for a coffin and a place to bury him. I will dig. I will put him in. I don't wish to sully your hands with this blood, Father. You are a good man. All I ask is for a coffin and a space.
He shakes his head at you and he says, There is none good, no, not one. Only the Father himself is good. And I must speak with you. Can you leave your friends?
He looks down. Sorry. He looks down at the body, looks at the father.
They can survive without me, but what should I do with the body?
Leave it here. Leave it on the doorstep. We'll return to it. I need to speak with you.
All right.
And he puts the body down. And even just the weight of the great sword on his back, even the smallest amount of weight just feels like 20-fold on him. As he dips his head and steps inside the door.
All right, so you all see this. Anyone doing anything, or?
Before Brim goes in, can I do a sense motive check on this religious guy here? Make sure he's perhaps not the paling in disguise, perhaps.
Go ahead. Roll roll d20.
Very smart.
Canon Calmert, you're checking his intent.
Mm-hmm. It's a 3. And plus my sense motive, that's a 11.
She forgot to use advantage.
You feel confident that this is, there's a sincerity in the canon's eyes. He appears to be concerned for Brim's soul.
Lilith. Oops. Just kidding.
You sniff.
Just you smell.
There is no sickly sweet odor.
Okay.
Brim, you step through the doors. The canon moves silently, and he heads to a huge booth that has curtains drawn over it in the back of the chapel. And I'll pull it up here so you can kind of see here on the screen, back here toward the back area of the chapel. He steps in one side and he motions to the other side to you as he ducks in and pulls the curtain.
Will I fit?
You're gonna have to cram yourself in, but if you want to, you think you could probably hunch down and get inside.
I make it work.
All right, you push your way through, your shoulders scrape on the edges, you feel wedged in, you pull the curtain closed.
I, of course, put my great sword on the outside of the booth.
And he says, you hear through a screen, there's a black cloth screen between you, and you hear his voice on the other side. You have sinned. I see it on your face. Confession is healing to the soul. Tell me the truth.
There used to be 5 of us. 6 of us. But one of them died once. And then taken a second time. I felt so helpless. I felt so lost and confused and angry. So angry. It plagues my mind day in and day out. I never knew my mother or father. But I know the blood, that ogreish blood, and the anger it carries with it. But this was above that. There was anger of both man and ogre inside of me, and it's still there. And part of me has given up, given in to this anger, this darkness, and I'm okay. I don't. Part of me doesn't even worry. As I stepped out in that square, as I looked, if the man I see is too good for me, so I try to never look at him. The Cavalier. And I looked at him this morning, and I told him I was done. That was it. I was tired, and I was done. So I went out there thinking I had a foe that could punish me, could give me pain, throw hurt on me for always failing, never being able to protect my friends, those I hold dear. And the more and more I thought, every hit I took, the more angry I got. The more fury and fire and brimstone built inside of me. Until I had no idea what was happening. And I felt like a dragon. I felt as my wings beat, and I felt air fly over me that I now know is the orc. And I looked behind me and I spewed my flame. Surprise, surprise, someone got hurt. I'm not sure if I'm scared of myself anymore, Father, and that scares me. I grew complacent. I grew okay. I don't want to hurt someone like that again, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'm not okay with it.
You hear just a gulp on the other side of the curtain. You cannot give in. That is the way of darkness. You have a good heart. I've seen it. I have spoken, not just to this cavalier you speak of, but your friend Uthar. He came here often. He spoke of you. You must appeal to your better angels. To give in to the darkness is to surrender to the Dark One.
It's just so hard. I just see the fear in others' eyes, and I just want to be it, so I no longer have to pretend like I'm not. But am I pretending? Or am I a good person? I don't know.
And you hear him stand up on the other side of the curtain. He pulls his curtain aside, clearly done, and the last words he utters, "You speak as though you seek to divine something which is within your power to choose. Whether you are good or evil, this is not of the gods. It is of your own will. You make that choice, and you hear him pull the curtain closed. And with that, we will pause for our break. A little bit different stream here tonight. I did not know where this was going to go. I did not know Brim was going to do that. We have a giveaway tonight. Thank you to all of our mad chatters. Yes, tonight they are our sad chatters, they said. Our sad chatters. We love all of you, but hopefully there'll be some more happiness on the back half of the stream. This is Lilith's early night. Thank you, Proto Woot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, wow, well done. We have a giveaway. So guess what? I said we would not have any more of these, but I had to get an extra one because Hagar, who I don't think is with us tonight, but Hagar the Horrible, he won a hat. And somehow that hat never got to him. So I had to order 2 more because they only come minimum of 2. So a blue box hat. There are only, so that 1, 2, there are only 2 of these in circulation in the wild. And there will be 3. And I don't know that there'll be any more, but this is a super cool hat. We've not given these away except it says 1 or 2 of them already, and that's going to be given away. Also, if we get to 700 followers, which where are we at now? I got to pull that up and see. We're pretty close. I think we're at 6. Let me see here. Look at my channel and make sure that's muted so you don't hear feedback. And
694.
694. Okay. If we get to 700, so 6 more followers, we'll have an extra giveaway tonight, and it's very, very cool. So with that said, we're going to take a quick break. It's going to be a 5-7 minute break, and Blue Box will be right back. We'll open up the giveaway for the Blue Box hat right after the break. And if you're watching tonight and you're not already a follower, or if you're a follower and you haven't subbed, by the way, thank you for all the subs, like a lot more subs. We got over 100 and something subs. That's crazy for a channel our size. We fully have like 1 out of every 7 followers subbing. Thank you, Ace the Cow Dog, for the follow. That's 695. We're only 5 away now. So if you're watching and you haven't followed, or if you're following and you haven't subbed, we have 1 question for you here at Blue Box. What are you doing? Oh, Grow, thank you for the follow as well, Grio. So we're at 696. We're only 4 away from 700. We're going to be right back after the break. And thank you to all of our followers. Thank you to our players, man. I know it's a little bit of a heavy session tonight, but you know, I got to follow what the players do. And well, Brim decided to kick somebody's skull in and feel all compunction about it. So this is the way D&D goes. And 696. We're 4 away. Thank you, Sainted Hickory, for the follow. And we're going to open up again this thing for the hat after the break. Blue Box will be right back. We'll leave the mics hot on the break. So if you want to talk to our players on break, if you want to ask Brim what he was thinking, if you want to get some Ashrin hate out here, you can. All that is fair game during the break.
She's a nice lady.
I think she is. I don't know why there's so much hate for her.
That was a sarcastic. She's a nice lady.
Wow. That's so not cool.
Goosebumps. I have like literal goosebumps. I like literally sitting here.
I'm glad.
A lot of the chat said the same thing. A lot of goosebumps comments. Brim crushed it too soon. Oh, he did. Oh, thank you, Ace Man. Okay, that means 697. We are only 3 away from 700. Hey, marked views. Yes, I know. It was way, way too soon, Phantom. Come on, Robert. You know better than that. I'm teasing.
Man.
He blamed the victim. Whoo, Josh, man.
I didn't want to, man.
I know you didn't.
I really didn't want to.
I know you didn't. I just yeah. I mean, that's D&D, man. That's that's the whole point of the game. Like, you play the player, you role play the way you think you should react. It's not always what the PC doesn't always do what the player would do. You got to role play that correctly, and you killed it and crushed it and created some really good organic RP moments.
Brim just retires.
I was
Brim-
worried about waking up Millie early because I wanted her to get her full rest so she can heal. That's why I was like, oh man. I'm like, she really needs sleep. She was up all night.
We're at the church now, so.
No, and that's true. Mark views it was like it wasn't totally Brim's fault. It was a lot Josh's fault. Josh rolled the nat 20, right? So Josh, like he rolled the nat 20 and created the critical that burst that half-orc's head like a melon.
You know, amongst I think almost every single orc fight, I haven't rolled one nat 20 in a fight, but this is the first fight I finally roll a nat 20 in.
I think there's meaning behind that.
Trees are Brim's favorite enemy.
I saw someone say call him the lumberjack and I started laughing real hard. I was trying my best not to look at the chat during that whole thing because I knew that I would have broken. Because we have the best chat in the freaking world.
We do.
John planned this all along.
Yep.
Cast spells on my dice.
He's been blessing them.
He came
When
to
you
my
weren't looking.
house last night. That's why I didn't sleep well last night. I slept like poo last night. It was all him. He just kept coming in and out like
it's actually Ashrin. She cast bless on them, and now they're. Dang it, Ashrin.
freaking Ashrin.
Blame Ashen.
Brim loves her, but
Worst.
Josh.
You know who loves? Shorewin loves Ashrin.
Yeah, he does.
You know what's funny? They can't see you shake your head. He's actually nodding in approval.
Yeah, he's going like, heck yeah. He's like,
heck yeah, dude.
getting those like hallelujah hands up.
Yeah. Got, like a rave going on in there.
Ooh.
That's a big
Oh,
old.
are you changing your shirt? How come you have an I Heart Ashrin shirt on now?
Man. No, it's not even that. He has it tattooed on his chest.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's commitment.
Yeah. If I have ever seen it.
So, Terry, how'd you like that little bit of a lore drop?
Huh?
How'd you like that little bit of a lore drop to how Brim sees Shorewin?
Shorin didn't hear anything, so.
Yeah, I know. I'm
true.
asking Terry. How do you feel about that?
I don't
how does
know.
that make
I
you-
guess we'll have to find out.
Ah!
How does that make you
Honestly, I only heard the second half because I was working. To be honest, I actually hate to say it. I messaged Evelyn this in Discord. So when I was an actor, long time ago, I used something called emotional recall when I act, and I was so in my head right there through all of that I missed anything that wasn't said directly to me. I'll be honest. And I feel terrible because it's one of those things where I wish I was, fully paying attention, but you know, and this is why I'm no longer an actor anymore, in case anybody's curious, and I do technical theater. Literally, while you were talking at times, I was tearing up and just trying to keep it together.
No.
And so that's why I design things and make them look pretty these days, because I tend to go real deep into my characters. And remind me what you said about him. I know you said something because I heard his name.
No, we're gonna have to find out now.
I'll just read the.
Evelyn was wondering why Brim never looked at Shorin. Evelyn was. Millie, but I was wondering why he was never looking at Shorewin, so that was an interesting moment.
And so, Shorewin that whole time stuck in his head about Shorewin has failed him. It literally is full on failure right now.
No, but it's like hard because I totally agree. Like you sit there and you're watching and you're so enthralled with what he's saying. Because I'm totally like, for a moment I was like, oh, I forgot I'm streaming.
I know, right?
God knows what my face looks like because I'm like,
You just kind of go into it.
100%.
You know?
I literally had like goosebumps. I was sitting here and I was like, what is happening? And then you're like, oh, you're streaming. Don't get emotional.
No, get emotional. That's the whole point.
Ace is right. Short, this will obviously, or I hope comes out, but Shorin literally does blame himself for all of this right now. This is literally his fault.
There's a lot of self-blame going on between
I know,
every
that's like-
member of the party right now.
So we're back.
Various things.
Okay, so we're back live video.
To the DM has made every player feel
Terrible. That's it. I'm done. Jeez.
Exactly.
Feel
No,
guilty.
angst and self-loathing. That is my goal for every player.
Ah,
We feel fear for death. Hence why we overplan everything.
Exactly.
And then check for traps.
Check
every
for
2
traps
steps.
27 times. No, it's right.
So what does it look like? What does it feel like? So what does it smell like?
You guys are awesome. So look, first of all, Iculus 1030. I've talked about this before. I have thought about selling merchandise, but that's just not my goal here. I'm not trying to make money. I appreciate all the gifts, all the subs. That really helps us provide the stuff that we have here. All the terrain, the minis, the lighting, the cameras, the computer systems, but I just don't want to merchandise. I don't want to like have a store where people buy I want people to win it, to earn it. I may change that at some point, but that's been sort of my philosophy, at least to this point. So I have 2 of those hats now because I had to order one. One goes to Hager. And one is getting given away tonight. If there is demand for these hats, I might get some more and give those away. We are at 698, which means we
699.
99. Are we at 99 now? Okay,
Yeah.
so one more follower, and we're giving away this gorgeous Dragon Crafting Guild Dragon Eye dice tray tonight. And it is Vivi's early night, so we have just about an hour to go on the stream. So I'm going to open up that giveaway, and then I'll give the players instruction on what's going to come after that. And yeah, everybody show your trays. Your trays, Dragon Crafting Guild. Hats for everyone. You demand
Also,
hats.
if you
Everybody
see
wants the hats. All right, I'll have to get more hats, I guess. Very, very cool. All right, so hang on
If you
here.
guys happen to see a UPS or a FedEx man with a BlueBoxRPG hat, you let us know. Because it apparently went missing.
No kidding. I think somebody stole one. Yeah, they really did. All right, so Nightbot, I'm going to kick it off here. And the giveaway tonight, the keyword will be ! hat. And then if we get one more follower, we'll do the dice tray. And it should already be active. Yep, I see people popping in. ! HAT. And you're in the giveaway. All right.
888 said mad hatters.
The Mad
It's
Hatters.
in the name.
Mad Hat Chatters.
Sports.
All right, so Brim, I'm going to fast forward this. Okay, everybody rein it in. All right, so deep breath. All right, so Brim, you step out. When you walk out of that confessional booth, you already see Calmert. He's walked toward the back of the chapel. The light streams in through the windows. It is now, late morning, and you feel a sense of peace in the chapel. I'm going to give you a moment here to say anything else you want to say or do anything else you want to do, and then I'm going to tell the rest of the party kind of move this along a little bit. All right, so Brim.
Of course. He's gonna look at the body as because I laid it inside or outside. Sorry,
No, it's outside. You're inside. The body's outside.
okay.
I'll still need that coffin, and whatever the price, you have it.
Calmert turns around. There is no cost, friend. Just seek the light. That is the only cost I require. And he walks back into the back of the chapel.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, just wondering where I should put the body and stuff like that in the future. But it's fine.
All right. So I'm gonna jump ahead. So you see Brim come walking out. There is a somberness, still blood splattered over his body. He picks up the broken form of the half-orc. He walks to the side of the chapel, and he pulls. There's actually a spade leaning up against the side of the chapel. He picks it up. He digs. All of you can help. Ashrin, she's praying. In moments, there's a good-sized grave dug. You don't see any other townsfolk around. And within about 35 minutes, because Brim digs quickly, much quicker than someone else could, massive, strikes into the earth, ripping it up like he's just peeling away cotton. And soon he drops the body of the half-orc into the grave, and he begins to shovel dirt over, and that's where we'll pick up.
Lilith will kind of just peer over to look at Brim's face, just to kind of see and get a judge on if he looks any different from when he walked in with the priest.
It looks different. It's still that blank, but there's a bit more. Like a pondering. Just something's on his mind and still going through the motions, but deep in thought as he digs.
And then she'll look over at Sherwin.
Shorin continues to keep an eye on the area. You can see there's concern. There is a readiness, essentially a just in case.
And then at Millie.
Millie is sitting, kind of staring off in the distance. Not anything in particular. She seems like she's lost in thought.
There are, again, it's late morning. The sound of birds, the natural course of nature, discordant with the somberness of the party, and Brim as he shovels dirt on the body, and yet the sun still shines, the winds still blow, the birds still chirp, the trees still whisper in the breeze.
Once Brim finishes the grave, he'll make sure to pack it tight, make sure it looks nice, and then he will pull out a piece of paper and begin to write on the charcoal. Or with the charcoal.
Okay.
As he's doing that, Lilith will leave Brim and go to Sherwin. I asked you earlier, do we know where this guy's from, or if he has any family or anything?
There was someone with him in the bar. I did not catch his name. He said something. My focus was on the half-orc. So, as far as family goes, I don't know, but he knew someone. And Shorin's just going to shake his head and continue to look around the area.
Yeah. That's right, Tim. Brim does write. He's writing with charcoal. Anyone else? As Brim is writing something, standing over the grave of this half-orc that he crushed.
Millie suddenly feels the urge to do something to keep herself busy. Just sitting is making her start to feel anxious. And she remembers the cut in the back of her coat. And so she takes it off and she starts just mending the hole shut. Just to have something to busy her hands and her mind, so she's not dwelling on everything.
All right, everyone roll d20 for me, please. Just base roll. Okay, so I got a
Natural
9.
20.
What's that?
Natural 20.
A nat 20.
13.
13. 3. Okay. Millie, you have the sense you're being watched. You don't know from where. You don't know what. But there is an unmistakable eeriness. The hair on the back of your neck rises, a tickling at your shoulders. You're being watched.
And she's going to immediately start looking around to see if she can figure out where they're being watched from.
You look around, your neck snaps both directions. Nothing. The feeling passes.
She's just gonna kind of look at everyone and say, I feel like for a moment I had the strangest sensation that we were being watched.
I'm sure the whole town is keeping an eye on us from what happened, maybe? Or in a different way.
No, I didn't see anybody. It was a feeling.
Shorwin straightens up a little more than what he's already doing, a little more concerned. He looks at Lilith and says, "We rid ourselves of that brush, correct?"
Yes. And then, as with the mention of the brush again, she'll kind of a little bit of a panic, and then she'll start taking stuff out. She'll go back on her knees and start taking all the stuff out of her pocket again.
You see Lilith
She will
starts
not
emptying
be swindled.
her pockets.
Why?
Like you see bits of bone and cloth and thread and what look like marbles and but no brush.
And all nasty knick-knacky stuff, nothing shiny in there.
Nothing shiny, nothing truly nasty, just knick-knacky. That's better
Just
said.
knick-knacky, yeah,
Knick-knacky, yes, but no brush.
Very quickly, he's going to look at Millie and say, "The ear. The one from last night. Where is that?"
Ashwin took it. She wrapped it up and she took it with her.
Ashrin, she pats her pocket.
I have Gimble's ear. Right here.
Pulls it out of her wallet.
Shorwin looks at oh, go ahead, Millie.
DM question. Would Millie have enough intelligence to assume that perhaps the ear's being used the same way as the brush was used?
That's a great question. So go ahead and roll a d20 for me, please.
I'm going to roll this at advantage because I have no hope
All
to
right.
do it.
I like the question. I see what you're saying. As Brim,
Natural 19?
19 on the die.
Dang.
You have...
Why is he talking so slow?
I know. Can we check for traps? Somebody check for traps.
Not like
The half orc comes back.
You have a horrible realization. It's not the ear. Your gaze, you feel a sense. It is. And I'll pull it up here so you can see. Your gaze turns to Shorwin. The shield that he holds. The eyes, you briefly see them pivot and look around, and you feel a curse emanating from it.
Jorwin, you need to get rid of that shield. Right now.
Shorwin looks at the shield, knowing that he has no other shield with him now.
We can get you a new shield.
What am I supposed to do with it?
Ashwin, do you know how to deal with...
Can I roll a knowledge arcana?
Yep, absolutely. Please do.
And roll it good.
With advantage. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, thank you for that reminder. Hang on 1 second. Let me see my.
burn it with fire.
Burn those advantages.
Patros.
Just give it to Brim.
Oh, I love the mad chatters, the sad chatters. You guys are awesome. What's the roll?
17.
17.
My other one was a 5, so good thing.
Okay, yeah. So look at your skill. So you know nothing, but you sense, actually, as you look over at Lilith, you feel a violation of nature. There is something in this shield which is cursed and vile, unnatural, violates everything about what is pure and holy and good in nature. You feel this emanate from the shield.
Sorry.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway.
Whoa, Pat. Whoa, Pat. Whoa.
Whoa. What? No, did I say something? What was that? It's like, okay.
No.
You
Pat Draws
definitely
just
said-
continued it.
Okay, I did not mean to go that way. Yeah, you
Well,
just
let's start something.
yeah, I did. It's always me. You feel like, yes, there is something necrotic, nefarious, malevolent. Oh, our 700 follower! Thank you. So, to J Maskoff, that means tonight we're giving away not only this really cool Blue Box hat, which is apparently in more demand, and I'm going to have to order more of them. So we're giving off the Blue Box hat, but also this gorgeous Dragon Crafting Guild tray. Right now, only the hat is open. So exclamation point hat, H-A-T, to enter that giveaway, and we'll do this tray in a moment. Thank you. Oh, DCG is John. Thank you so much. And by the way, John, I know I owe you something, which is going to be beneficial to all of our players soon, so I'll get that to you.
Yes, after I was whatever what Pat said. Lilith will step. You can see like the demeanor in her body completely changed as she's trying to like look at it and kind of figure out the shield. She'll kind of put her arm out at Millie and kind of like start stepping backwards, and she'll look right at Sherwin, like square in the eyes. You need to get rid of that shield. We'll get you another shield in town. Get rid of it.
Brother Smith.
It's not good. Like
All right.
now.
So Shorwin takes the shield and tosses it on the ground and looks at both Lilith and Millie.
Shorwin.
Yeah.
You move your hand, the shield sticks to it. You try to toss it away. You, almost in a panic, you push it. It is sealed to your hand. You cannot get rid of it. You see these eyes, all the eyes in the shield. They start pivoting around. They're looking at all of you, and you feel the curse settle on you. This shield is bound to you.
Hey, specifically bound to us or bound to him?
To him.
Wow!
Dang!
Just
Anybody thinking about Gimbal right now? Like all that stuff with like, ooh, like, oh.
So it looks like Winston's mine now, my friend.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's the first place her head goes. That's awesome, Lilith. Awesome. So
I'm gonna take my cozy gamer dice and I'm just gonna.
you shake the shield. You shake it. As you shake it, you feel the eyes rattle in it. They look around. Brim, now you're distracted. Your charcoal, you kind of drop it in your hand. You see Shorwin. You hear the gasp of Millie and Lilith. Ashrin, she steps away.
What on earth is that?
And you see the shield, as I mentioned, these eyes start pivoting all around. As Shorwin tries to shake it off, he can't.
The shield seems to be stuck to me.
Brim would like to get up after finishing 1.5 of the letters that he had.
Please don't rip my arm off.
And he comes up and kicks him in the rib cage. No, he walks up first. And this is going to sound so stupid. He like pets the shield. Like feels along the edge of it. Looks at the eyes, and are they like looking at him?
So yeah, like there are, as you saw on the screen, there are 4, 6, 8, 10 eyes. A couple of them pivot toward you. A couple are looking at Millie. One is looking at Lilith. One is looking at Ashrin. And then the others are looking, sort of pivoting back in the sockets toward Shorwood.
Is it reacting a lot to my touch, or is it just like normal?
No, you walk up and touch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you see several of the eyes, they kind of look towards you. As this happens, Shorwin, I need you to make a will saving throw, please.
Yep.
That's a natty 20, so
Oh!
that would be a total of 21.
A total of 21.
Gamer Dice.
All right, so the nat 20, that's good. As you touch the shield.
Oh, I thought that was the hit. Oh,
No. That's a saving throw. Yes.
That's
so
to save me.
well, it's a will save. So
Yeah.
you see he staggers back. The shield flares to life. All the eyes glow brightly. Shorwin, you start to stagger. You shake back and forth. You feel something trying to control your mind. You shake it off. And then the shield is dormant again.
So at that point, I'm going to let everybody know there's something about the shield. It has a mind of its own. It's attempting to impose its will on me.
When you get to the wizard now.
Is this... Ashton, is there anything you can do? I know you specialize in divine magics.
I don't know. Would you let me look at the shield, Shorwin?
Yes, please.
She walks over.
Holds it up.
She looks hesitant, her hands trembling. She reaches out toward the shield. She utters a divine word. As she lays her hands toward it. This may help. I don't know. It may. I will try. The shield blasts in her face. You see Ashrin rocked back from it. She flies 15 feet away, scorching fire all over her body from the shield. She drops to the ground. Hold on.
Oh.
And she lapses unconscious. The hair burned from her head. The locks, the golden locks, gone. Her face blackened. She lies on the dirt.
Okay.
Shorwin once again attempts to rip the shield off his arm. There's a fierceness now, a anguish as he attempts to pull it off.
You see Shorwin. He puts a foot on it. He's pulling, and you hear. The shield itself cackles. The eyes loll around inside it. It is stuck to your hand.
Can I go check on Ashrin, please?
You walk over to Ashrin. She's laying about 10 feet away, body still on the grass in the cemetery next to St. Cuthbert's.
Is she breathing?
You feel a thready pulse and shallow breath in her lungs.
Can I try to lift her and carry her into the church?
Yes, you can.
Okay, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to lift her and carry her into the church.
Mystical unicorn, chop the arm off, chop the arm off. All right,
What is
you
the
carry.
cavalier with one arm?
All right, so you carry the body of Ashrin back into St. Cuthbert's. All of you see this. You see Millie sling Ashrin's body. She actually picks her up quite lightly. Millie is stronger than she looks, and Ashrin is lighter than she looks, especially with her body half burned, hair gone, the front of her dress singed away, just utterly blackened. Millie carries her through the doors of St. Cuthbert's.
And as I move into the church, please, I need some aid here. Please.
All right, so as you walk into the church saying this, what's everyone else doing?
Lilith will follow Millie. She'll turn over quickly at Brim. Perhaps the wizard?
I
Okay.
was just about to say the same thing. Shorwin, you're with me. We're going to the wizard. Stay in front of me.
Okay. Is there something we could use to cover the shield, possibly? Wrap it up? I don't know if that would help.
He has the same leather he covered the orc in. He tries to not get in front of the shield, cover the shield, like lasso it almost from the back, from behind Shorwin.
Okay.
Lasso. Not lasso.
Roll a d20 for me, please, Brim.
I'm using advantage.
Okay.
For his lasso ability.
Well,
So you
that is
come
a
up-
14 on the die.
All right, you come up. As you do this, Shorwin, you see Brim coming behind you. The shield, like a person, it tries to pivot, like it senses someone walking up behind it. You feel it turns your wrist, but Brim quickly covers it with a blanket, with a cloak.
Lilith, before they go off, Lilith will call Brim, and she kind of motions him down. She'll put her hand on his cheek. Be careful.
And he closes his eye for a split second.
And then she'll just touch foreheads, and she'll kind of nod at him, and then she'll run into the church with Millie.
That draws gave advantage to the shield. Okay, hold on. So I gotta roll again.
Jeez, you don't want my arm alive, do you?
I love that. That draw, that's awesome. All right, so Millie, you step inside St. Cuthbert's. As you step inside, you don't at first see the Calmart, but you hear his voice. He says, "Hello, who's there?"
My name is Millie, but that's not my Ashrin. She's our cleric. She travels with us, and she's been grievously wounded.
He says, "Oh, now you care about Ashrin." No, I'm kidding. He doesn't.
Have you been following us this entire time? You are the eyeballs, aren't you?
He says, oh, wait, what? So you see him come rushing out. Again, the same figure I showed earlier, the one that talked to Brim. He's clad in crimson and dark gray robes. He's got a cleric's hat atop his head. He rushes forward. He looks at Ashrin. By the gods, what happened?
I don't quite understand exactly what took place. There's some strange magics on a shield that our cavalier found, and Ashton was trying to fix it, and it's... I don't know,
Quiet, child! Bring her here, quickly! So he rushes you over to a pew. So you move over with him. toward a pew inside of the chapel of St. Cuthbert's. He lays her body down with you, and he begins to pray. As this is happening, we go back to Brim, Shorewin, Lilith. What are you guys doing again? Running back toward
the wizard.
Okay, so you guys are headed toward. All right, and Lilith, you're muted. Sorry.
I'm with Millie.
All right.
I stayed
She was
with
coming
them.
into the church.
Yeah, I went into the
So
church.
you watch this, Brim and Shorewin. You're sprinting back to Burn and Rufus Tower. As you sprint back to the tower, Millith and Lily, you're inside St. Cuthbert's.
Millith.
Millith.
Yes.
Millith and Lily. Lily and Millith.
It happened. Yes.
You see Calmert, he lays his hands on Ashrin. He starts crying out,
O Saint Cuthbert, in all that is right, in all that is good, and all that is mighty, save this your child, not a worshipper of you, but a worshipper of all that is good. These good folks trying to help us, they have been heroes to us. They have done so much upon our behalf. I pray you, bring down your fire, bring down your light, give aid, I beg you.
as he says this. Oh, thank you for the sub, drunken heretic. And the die says...
Stop with this ominous pauses.
I'm concerned.
He said die. See?
A healing light emanates from his hands. You see the burns on Ashrin's face peel away. Her head still bald back here, just the patch of hair coming down the back. No eyebrows, but the burns peel away. She coughs.
What happened? Is Brim all right? Is Sean all right?
As all right as I can be right now, I think, dear. But you are of a greater concern. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
She touches her head. She feels bald.
What happened? What happened?
Whatever you had tried, I don't think.
The giggle fit! We got one!
Whatever happened, that I guess it didn't react well. You were blown off your feet backwards. Quite a distance.
The shield! Sean, is he all right? Is Sean all right?
All right enough. Can we worry about you for a moment, dear?
All right, now we switch. Sorry. Okay, so go ahead, Lilith.
Oh, Lilith will take that dress that Brim bought her that's all ripped up. She'll start to take that out of one of her pockets, and she'll look over at Millie. Can I borrow your dagger again, just for a minute?
Yeah. And so she'll pull one of the 4 daggers that she has on her leg now and hand it to you.
She'll look impressed as Millie lifts up her dress and there's just a slew of daggers up her leg. She's like, damn. She's like, impressive. And she'll cut the dress even further, and she'll go up to Ashrin and take the dress and just kind of tie it around her head like a bandana. I don't know what happened. They're going to go to the wizard to see if they can figure out the shield. Are you okay, Ashrin?
She, again, touches her head. She feels for her eyebrows. And as you see this, there's still some black that flakes away. But you see there's scarring on the right side of her face. What was once porcelain skin, beautiful and flawless, there's now scarring on the right side of her face. She touches it. And she just drops her head, and you see tears fall down her cheeks.
And Lilith will kind of put her hands to kind of hold her head and kind of pick it up and look at her. And then she'll just kind of brush gently the scarring on her cheek. Beauty is not always on the outside. It's what's in the inside as well. And then again, she'll go into her pockets and pull out that sweet roll, little pot of sweet roll scent, and she'll open it up. And if Ashen has been around long enough, obviously, she's seen Lilith do this favor towards Millie before, and she'll kind of open it up, and she'll put her finger in there, and then put it a little bit behind her ear and close it, and then look up. I'm glad you're okay.
She reaches out a trembling hand.
I've heard the Maxim's beauty is skin deep, but I feel hideous, and Shorewin will never look at me now.
And she pulls some of the sweet roll. She daps it to her tongue, but her head just falls. And I'm sorry, the chat's killing me right now. 'Tis but a flesh wound. Pull out your makeup kit. It's like you guys are killing me, the mad chatters. Okay, I needed a beer. What did I miss? Who else died? She trembles, crying. All right, now we're going to switch to Brim, Shorewin. You go rushing, and we're going to bring up the wide cam here so everyone can see on the wide cam. You see the town of Hamlet, right? And then you see in the distance Rufus and Burns Tower. And as you go rushing up to it, you see there are a pair of guards. And Pat 66, are you still on, Pat? I need to know. And as you come rushing up here toward the tower,
He should be.
I think he is. I just want to make sure because it's important.
I see him on our viewer list, but I don't see him responding, so he might just be listening right now.
Yeah, give him a second. I'm sure he's on. Pat's always on. All right. And I gotta hold on. Let me pull this back up. I gotta restart this cam. Make sure Pat's on. Hang on here.
Illusion spell can fix that. Lord Gazumba said so.
Lord Gazumba, you are fired, sir.
There's Pat 66.
Yes, there he is.
There he is. I knew he would be. All right, Pat, you won something a long time ago, and you said you were going to wait for it, and so that's why I wanted to make sure you were on now. As you come rushing up, you see where once Galen would have been at the front of these towers. Now there is another figure, a tall, well-armored man. He's got a two-handed sword in his hands. He comes running down the stairs. You hear the clatter of his metallic boots on the stairs as he comes down. And that is the mini. A little tough to see there, but that's the mini Pat 66 won several months ago. And he said he wouldn't take it until it was used on stream. And so I'm going to get a better close-up of that here real quick, but that is the mini. So he comes rushing down. You there, what's going on? What's the meaning of this?
We need to speak to the wizard. We have an issue with a shield covered in magic.
The wizard? You mean Byrne? You speak of him in such cavalier manner?
Stop horsing around. We have a problem with a curse shield, and we need to see Brim.
Oh, this went sideways.
We have lost it tonight. We have absolutely lost it.
We need to see Bird as soon as possible. Wait a minute. The castle just went green on my...
Yeah, it was a quick camera thing. I fixed it. It's fine.
Okay. It's not a cavalier attitude. The man is amazing, but the shield is currently attached to my arm, and I cannot get it off. And he's a man of great renown, and we hope that he can help us.
He looks at you. Do you bring evil? Is this evil?
I am a cavalier. I don't know. It's a shield. A shield that we found on our adventures, and it worked quite well, saving us multiple times, but apparently it is not willing to save us currently. Now we wish to speak to Burns.
So you are saying you picked a shield up from a dungeon with...
We need to see him now.
All right, roll intimidation, please, Brim.
Advantage being used. Oh, there's only one. The other one fell out. That's with the 11. The highest.
We've lost Millie.
That's only a 15.
She's gone.
I got a Millie giggle fit! Yay!
All right. She'll be back next episode. When she recovers from the giggle fit.
Oh, I love making my players giggle. All right, sorry, Brim.
That was just a 15.
A 15. Oh, no, not just a 15.
Never use just.
Yeah,
Say
never
it was an
use
amazing
just.
15.
It was a monstrous and glorious 15. He kind of steps back. He sees Brim still blood flecked on his chin and down his chest. The rage in his eyes, tusks popping up from his lower jaw. Yes, of course. Come this way. And he leads you up the stairs. As you head up the stairs, you are first confronted with that opening entry room. Gorgeous, all the animal heads on the wall, couches of lustrous color, priceless works of art, and this white rug that covers the floor.
With the rug.
As you walk in, the rug lifts at the edge, and you hear a sniff, and it pivots around, looking for something.
Yes, Lilith, the shield.
Nope, not the shield. It's sniffing. It's looking for something.
So Shorwin begins to move forward to see what. He's not going to stand on the rug. He does not put a step on. His foot never touches the rug.
A vacuum, Tim said. All right, you step forward. You don't step foot on the rug. As you get close to it, roll D20 for me, please.
15. A strong 15.
Strong 15.
You see, as it comes up, like the rug lifts high, and then it moves down to about 3-4 feet off the ground and moves around this way. You innately sense it's looking for Gimbal. The soldier, what is this? What have you done? All right, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna, you go ahead.
Okay. It appears the rug is searching for one of our friends who is not with us right now. Who knows why? That friend was, well, he was curious about the rug the last time we were here, so maybe they have a connection now. I don't know. But we need to speak with Burn.
All right, this way. He leads you up, kind of walk circumspectly around the rug. The rug continues to move and sniff as you move past it. And yes, it is a +5 rug of sniffing. All right, back to Back to the chatters. You guys kill me. All right, exclamation point hat. Actually, we're going to do that giveaway right now because we've got the dice tray happening in a second here. So we'll do the hat on a straight giveaway on Nightbot. So if you haven't done it yet, type exclamation point hat, H-A-T, and you can win this very cool blue box. I think there's only 2 of these now in the wild. 1, there will be 2 in a second. And so type exclamation point hat, not hack, Pat draws. And Pat66, congratulations, your mini is going to be on the way. He is now active on the stream as we asked. And I'm going to give another second, exclamation point hat. Save Gimbal does help you. I'm going to give an advantage to subs here. So I can do this on so sub luck is going to get a little bit of a bump. If you're not subbing, I'll give you a second to sub. That'll help you on this. I don't do this often, but I just feel like tonight I want to do this with the hat. Everybody's eligible. Followers, not followers, anybody's eligible. But if you're a sub, you have a little bit better chance. And I'm going to wait 5, 4, the ear giveaway. Oh, that's a good idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's a really good idea. Not tonight. Oh, by the way, there's some stuff coming. You think you know what's happening to Gimbal? You are not going to like what you're going to see in the next week or 2.
We're not going to like, but if it's more body parts, I'm in.
I was gonna say about the giveaway because you're talking about the air. There's only 2 of its kind.
All right. So I think everybody's in. +5 rug giveaway. All right. Paul John's life. Congrats. You're in. So here we go. The winner of the 1 of 3 in the wild blue box hats, super cool white hat, is Xtort 4711. Oh, congrats, Xtort. Now, must be present to win. Let us know you're here.
No, there's no way Xtort's here.
Yeah, Xtort's never here. No. Just wanted. Oh, yeah. Oh, there he is. All right, Xtort. All right, congrats.
Like
now,
Xtort saved my life, literally.
he literally did. Yes. All right. Now, don't leave because we don't have much left to go. It is our early night because Vivi just does this thing called work. But we have this gorgeous DCG tray because we hit our 700 follower goal tonight. 700 followers. We're at 100 and hold on here. Let me look it up again. 108 106 subs. That is crazy. We are so thankful to all of our followers, to all of our subs. All right. That'll happen in a minute. I'll pop that up. You're gonna type. So what's the command? I want to make sure I don't do the command, Evelyn, for DCG.
It's DCG.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to do dice tray. Well, don't laugh at me. No, okay. All right, and Lilith suddenly falls over dead. Just kidding.
No, Milith.
Milith.
Connected.
We are one unit. I just hope you know that.
All right, so it is exclamation point dice tray, DICETRAY, dice tray, and that is now active on the giveaway. Coming up here in a second, and I'm going to go back now to
kill off some players.
Please don't.
Ashrin picking away the flakes from her skin. She takes the sweet roll bit from Lilith. You see a tear fall down her scarred cheek, and she grabs your arm. Thank you. You're so kind.
Liz, what happened after we ran in? Brim and Shaw were still out there trying to get that thing off his hand.
They went to go see the wizard. I think that was our best bet to trying to get it off. I don't know anything much of it, but it wasn't anything. It was very unsettling.
Well, our do know that we still need to see Burn. I have entry pats or pocket what we took out of the temple, so...
All right. Ashrin, are you okay to come with us, or do you need to stay here?
She pushes herself off the bench, the pew in St. Cuthbert's, and she wipes a tear away from a ragged cheek. She gladly pulls that cloth that was given to her around her head.
I don't mean to be vain. Yes, I'm ready. Let's go aid our friends. I want to make sure they're all right.
Yes. I think we would be best to move with some great haste right about now.
All right, so I hear some background, and is that me? Is that someone else? I hear...
Oh, it is my husband.
Oh, okay, no worries. All right, no, that's fine. Not trying to create any fights at home. All right, so you rush down the streets. Lilith. As you rush down the streets, Ashrin behind you, Ashra Millith. You're all...
No. I'll stop you right there for a moment.
Oh, she's not. I can't allow. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay. I'm just a DM. I don't get to do that, right?
I just opened up a hand, a friendship. I wasn't allowing her to join Milith. Okay? Let's just be clear here.
All right. So she'll just have to kill herself on behalf of the party to actually get included, I think. But that's fine. All right. So you rush down the streets. Again, still Hamlet. The streets are somewhat quiet. Clearly what happened earlier today with the slaying brutally of 3 trees in the streets has put a somber mood over the entire town. You rush up, you see, as I showed earlier, you see the tower up ahead, and Brim and Shorewind are nowhere in sight.
I think they might be here already.
They're right there.
Oh, and now they're gone. And a giant hand. She'll kind of turn over to Millie. Do you think perhaps they're inside already?
I'm going to look and see if I can see any of the other guards around.
So you look around, you do see some of the standard guards, but even as you look, there is you don't intend it, you didn't think about it, but this poignant pang comes to your heart. Galen, you sense his loss. You know he once patrolled these grounds, and he's gone. You see lesser men patrolling the grounds.
I'm just going to try to get one of their attention to see if we can... did a half ogre and a man with a shield come through here recently? We believe they were heading this way.
Well, of course they did. We couldn't have missed him. The half ogre, he was covered in blood, and he was... had the look of death on his face. They were ushered upstairs by Lieutenant Crom, and Lieutenant Crom brought them up. Are you friends of theirs?
Yes, we are their allies. We are the rest of the Way of Bolt, and we would, well, mostly. And we would like to join them, please. It is of great urgency.
All right. So we're going to skip forward. You guys come in. You walk past that white rug.
Ooh, Lilith jumps.
Lilith, you see the rug. It seems to be sniffing and moving, and it's looking for something. When you walk in, it kind of hesitantly reaches out to you, but then pulls away and continues to search. I'm not going to get us sidetracked here because I know Lilith could spend an hour with the rug. So we're going to get back to the... in moments, you're all standing in front of Byrne. He looks disheveled. The last time you saw him, he was almost pristine, neatly coiffed, robes, well covered and ironed, clean. Now he looks a bit like he's been on the road. There's a dust about him. His beard is a bit unkempt. And as you walk in, all of you now, so you and Lilith, you walk in just behind Shorwin, Ashrin, and Brim. They're already standing in front of him, and Byrne looks up. What seems to be the matter? Did you secure the eye?
Millie reaches down and she pats her pocket. Yes,
Oh.
at great sacrifice.
Great sacrifice. What? He looks around. The gnome. Where is the gnome?
That cursed woman Holia took him, trying to get this from us.
Halia of the Dark Brotherhood. You saw her again.
Yes, she found us in the temple somehow.
He covers his mouth. How did she find you?
Lilith will drop her head as he says that. And she's kind of like looking at her feet. She still hasn't put her shoes back on, by the way. She's still bare feet. She had slipped this brush in my pocket, and I kept it. That's how she knew where we were.
You took a brush from a member of the Dark Brotherhood? He kind of trembles. You see, he looks utterly befuddled. Like this is beyond comprehension to him.
How would she know what Holia's affiliations were? She did not make that clear to us when she accompanied us on this to take the pay to the miners in Kron. There was no way for her to know. Do not chastise this girl. She has done nothing wrong. It is not her fault, and I will not have you speak ill of my friend.
You! Be quiet! He waves a hand. Roll d20, please. Will save, so add your will save bonus.
Rolling at advantage.
Okay.
Well, that's a natural 19 plus 1 is
Yeah.
a 20.
That's
So
right.
what's the total? I'm sorry?
20.
20. Don't you dare silence my friend. That's my best friend.
Sorry. This is a very, very high level wizard. The DC was higher than a dirty 20.
That's fine. Millie just makes a rude gesture at him. The moment he silences her.
All right. So as you see Millie, she's talking. Suddenly, there's no sound coming out of her mouth as he waves at her. And then Millie, what's the rude gesture she makes?
When Shorwin sees she gets silenced, he's gonna draw a sword.
If Brim can he like grab for Shorwin's arm?
Go ahead and roll initiative, the two of you. Let's see who's quicker. D6, just not D6.
Oh, nat d6.
Mm-hmm. You got a 6, Brim.
5.
All right.
I'm glad you rolled a
You see
6.
Shorwin start to pull his sword out. You feel a meaty hand.
Now I haven't said a word this whole time. But we're here for 3 reasons, Master Burns. 1, we have lost a friend in retrieving this eye. 2, we are here to try and get the shield off our friend. 3, I was wondering if you know how to bring a person back to life, but that is the last resort. I'm more worried about these first two examples. Now, I'm not being rude in this instance. We just need to be forthright.
It is
Burns.
something about our age, he says. He rubs his white beard and kind of chuckles at Millie as she makes that motion toward him. That, in a party like yours, sense comes from an ogre. The shield. And he looks over at Shorwin. Shorwin, as he looks at you, you see his eyes go wide. He steps back. Where did you get that? That is evil. Where?
You sent us to a temple and we found it there. So I blame you. Regardless, can you remove it from my arm?
You picked that up in the temple? Did you not think to check it? No magical incantations. Do you not understand the nature of cursed items? I did not tell you to pick up every trifling item you found. You went there for one thing.
Gimbal said it was fine.
You also said that it was okay for us to take anything that we found there.
Capturing treasure, yes, not picking up cursed items. Have you no discernment? Is this your first adventure?
Sir, look at us. This was our first time in a cursed evil dungeon.
Okay.
Lilith is gonna hand Millie a piece of paper and a pen.
I think, all right, so we're going to stop there for tonight. We're going to do our giveaway. And I've got to give a round of applause to Millie. I've never had such good role play after muting a character.
I was like, she needs to be heard right now.
That was so awesome. I know.
I want to hear that story that she has.
No, I know we couldn't put that on the stream. Whatever she was doing, it was clearly NSFW.
Well, Grim actually communicated what she was going to say, so.
All right.
That's why she was like.
I know, I saw that, yeah. Fantastic. All right, so type dice to exclamation point dice tray to enter to win this gorgeous Dragon Crafting Guild. John is such a great sponsor. It's got his logo on the back. It's got these little felt feet, gorgeous dragon eye in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and real quickly here, just so you can see it again, I'm going to launch his commercial. This is the Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. The work that he does, the way that he does it, it is absolutely gorgeous. So tray, that is the giveaway. So type dice tray, and while that's happening, of course, the other main thing we need to do, and congrats again to Xtort who's got this hat coming to it, is our stream MVP tonight. And we do end a little bit early every other week because one of our players has to get to work, so we try to wrap it up a little bit quicker. There will not be a Lore Masters Arcanum tomorrow night. I'm going to be out of town on work. I've got some stuff I'm doing tomorrow night, so I'll be out of town. We will be back on Sunday. We got some cool stuff happening with our Sunday stream. Just you check it out on Sunday. You want to be there, 1:30 Central Time on Sunday. All right, stream MVP. We're going to launch the vote, but you can't vote until each of the players has made their case, and they're going to do that. We're going to do the stream MVP. We're going to give the giveaway for the dice tray, and then we're going to raid Will. All right, so. Let's start with Lilith today. Why should you be stream MVP?
Oh, I'm not ready.
I know, that's why I picked you.
I'm just sitting here minding my own business. Lilith should win stream MVP for her RP with Shorwin when he was trying to decide, much like how she was last episode.
her morals, her values, things like that. Her RP with Millie always, Millith forever, and extending a hand to Ashrin, but not including her in Millith. There's a line there. We're not going to cross that line, but that's just where I'm at.
Well said. All right. So that's Lilith, a very worthy nominee for Stream MVP. Let's go to Shorewin.
Well, your level 3 Cavalier had a quite exciting evening tonight. He currently is down in the dumps blaming himself for what happened to Grim. Now he's going to blame himself for what happened to Ashrin, and when the TPK happens next week, he'll blame himself for that as well. And Winston will be the only player left in this group to continue on, moving through as the wayward boat. Indeed.
Well done. And by the way, Shorewin, fantastic job. I love the self-recrimination. The entire. But I am a little bit upset with you. You went to the tower and you never even asked for Winston.
How dare you?
Well, there's a reason for that. I'm not going to get into that because
Please explain why you forgot our horse.
No, we did not get that. We did not get it far enough in the RP yet.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, Dirty Davy, congrats again on the win last week and all the good stuff you've been doing. Thank you so much. Brim, why should you be Stream MVP?
Brim should be Stream MVP for winning the fight, thankfully, and finally getting his Nat 20 in combat.
And the Tim crit tables. You got to have your first use of the Tim crit tables, crushing his skull, breaking his jaw up into his cranium, snapping his head back, utter cranial destruction.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so killing an NPC and then taking
an unconscious NPC.
Oh yes, an already unconscious, unarmed, totally no
threat.
danger to him.
No threat.
And then being able to have an amazing role play with the priest and Saint Cuthbert.
The Calmert. Yep, Calmert, Cuthbert. Mm-hmm.
Calmert. That and then coming back, burying the body, and running with Shorewin, and then speaking up against Burns for the first time.
It's not Burns, it's Burn. No plural, but yes, and that was fantastic. And somehow, I think we dropped a follower because we're back to 699. So, if you're watching and you haven't followed us, give us that 700th follower. We want to hit that. All right, let's go to Millie. Why should you be Stream MVP?
Well, let's see. Throughout the session, Millie role-played up her inner turmoil that she's experiencing with everything that has happened. Actually, the little steps forward that she's been making with Ashrin, that moment of actually being the one to actually help her out of everybody, by the way, but the progress that they're making. And then the defense of Lilith to Burn, because he was being quite rude, not understanding how somebody could possibly not know something in the world. This is the problem with wizards. They think everybody knows everything. Not everybody's a book reader. Come on. And then the RP and consistently being Millie through the silence spell that was cast on her, because Millie may be silenced, but she's not going to be told to stop.
No, I love that. All the gesticulations, those were epic. That definitely has to be another meme. We've got a lot of meme-worthy stuff on this channel. And all right, so all of the players have made their case. So the Stream MVP is now available. Look in your on your chat. Look up at the top right-hand corner. You'll see a drop-down arrow on the right side. You can click that, and you can cast your vote for Stream MVP. While that's happening, I'm going to roll 4 times for the dice tray, and you know how we do this here, so I'm going to give each one of you, one of our viewers, to win this gorgeous Dragon Crafting Guild dice tray. And thank you so much, John. He just gifted us several subs. Great sponsor. Like, you just couldn't ask for a better sponsor. We're so thankful to him. And I'm going to do this 4 times. And so the first one is, and don't get too excited. If you see your name, it doesn't mean you've won. It means you have a chance to win. And number 1 is Iculus 1030, and that is a sub, and so that's going to go to you, Shorewin. So Shorewin, you have Iculus.
I've got you, Iculus.
1030, and we'll see if he actually has you or not. He says that a lot, but it doesn't always work out that way. I'm teasing, Shorewin. All right, and then next is, hold on here, rolling it. Vote for Stream MVP. Lord Fourth, a chance to win a dice tray, and that's going to go to Lilith. You have Lord Fourth. And then the third possible winner is Celtic Boar 13. Celtic Boar 13. All of these are subs, so they all get 2 D20s. That goes to you, Josh. You've got Celtic Boar 13. And then the final, yes, you did. And the final opportunity goes to Machik. Oh! And you go to Millie / Evelyn / Irda / all of them. So,
everybody.
all right. So,
Voices in my head.
we are, by the way, golly, we are sitting now, hold on. We are sitting now at 113 subscribers. 113 subs. That is insane. Thank you so much to all of our viewers and followers. You guys are amazing. We appreciate it. All right. So, you have still a couple of minutes to vote for Stream MVP, and it looks like, Brim is in a strong lead, but Shorewin is in a not too distant second. I did see a couple of people say Brim owned the session. All right, let's start with you, Shorewin. Make your roll, tell us who you're rolling for, and tell us what you get.
I got Iculus. Here we go.
Iculus gets
15.
And that was with 2 dice, right?
That was with 2 dice.
2 dice. All right, Iculus, 15, very strong roll. All right, let's go to Lilith.
I have Lord Fourth.
Right?
Ooh, I got an 18.
Ooh, an 18! Lord Fourth takes the lead on the dice tray. Now we're going to go to Brim. Brim, you have Celtic Boar, right?
Yep, Celtic Boar.
And that's a sub, so 2 dice.
That is a natural 16.
Ooh, so close, close.
No.
And then, last but not least,
I'm rolling for Machik.
go ahead, Millie, roll for Machik.
Do it!
2 nat ones.
I got faith.
16.
Ah.
So, Lilith, you won on behalf of Lord Fourth. And congratulations, Lord Fourth. You have a dice tray coming, and Stream MVP is all done. Let me look at here. It's
Brim.
It's Brim. Brim is our Stream MVP tonight. You get 500 extra experience points, my friend. Say thank you to all the viewers, and on behalf of Blue Box, thank you for a great virtual Greyhawk Con. We had a really good time. Thank you. Going back a few weeks ago, what we did was Save the Children, raising $4,000 in one night. I'm still blown away. Thank you for supporting us tonight. Getting to 113 subs, 700 followers, just incredible, the growth that we've had, and I'm thankful to the Mad Chatters, to the players, and to the entire community. With that said, we're going to go ahead and do a raid. And before I raid, any final comments from the players?
Thanks, guys. Y'all amazing.
All right. Is Will up yet? I'm looking for Wicked Studios.
It's not showing for me.
Yeah, it's not showing for me either. I see Not Great RPG. If anybody on the chat can tell me, is Will up? Because I'm not seeing him.
I just see Not Great and Loot Die Repeat.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Lord Fourth. Thank you, Phantom. Thank you, Iculus. Great. Thank you, 888. We appreciate all the support. It means a lot to us. Thank you. I'm sorry, you said Shorewin. What'd you say?
The only 2 I see are Not Great RPG and Loot Die Repeat.
All right.
Now.
So we're going to go ahead and raid Nightheart. Nightheart, they actually helped us a lot at Virtual Greyhawk Con, and they've got a really good stream. They actually crush me with their cam angles, and they got black magic cameras and stuff that I aspire to. They're really, really good. So we're going to raid Nightheart Gaming, and this is BlueBox signing off. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll see you Sunday for our Rune Lords campaign, and then right back here for Greyhawk Awakening next Tuesday.
Woohoo!
And 10, 9, 8, bye. Oh, Roger, thank you, bye.
We'll just keep waving.
Yeah, we'll just keep waving. Just take us a few more seconds. Thank you. Yeah, Nightheart is. Frank and Ann are really good, Robert. That's exactly right. And rating with 42 viewers.
Oh, he's made a Reaper Dragon Turtle.